in a single stride. Stronger than draws from the 9 to 5. Outsmarts machines, outshines the wise. Truth in his gut and fire in his eyes. Takes no throne but rules the game. No crown, no tag, no need for fame. Just a blunt, a beat, and justice to swing. Watch the thunder when the silence sings a thump. Who is he? No one knows. He walks the earth where the wildest grows. A legend in motion, a whisper of fire. He's a storm in the chair with the blazed up stare.
Smoked the stars and lit the moon.
He did, he did,
Who made the fire sing its tune?
he did, he did,
Who shamed the bots and walked away?
he did, he did. Who owns the night and names the day? He did, he did.
He's the whisper, the roar, the legend unspoken. The news he breaks, the system he's broken. Bow to the mic, the stride, the song. He's been right here all along.
All hail the nameless, all hail the flame. A shadow of glory without a name.
Because this ain't a phase, it's a damn legacy.
Let me back up a little bit. I need to cool that down a bit.
What's up? Z, you're muted. Muty.
Way down in the heart of the bayou where the fireflies glow at night, Satan came strolling with a wicked grin, looking for a smoke-off fight. He found Citizen Z sitting chill with a stash that shone like gold. Satan laughed low and said, "My friend, your tale of skill I've been told. I bet you didn't know it, but I'm a smoker supreme. And if you dare to take my challenge, let's see what your green can dream. You roll it fine, I'll roll it tight. Let's put our skills to the test. I bet my throne will find a stone, cause I think I'm simply the best." Z just grinned and shook his head. "You're wrong, but here's the deal. I've smoked the best from far and wide, and I know my weed is real." He packed his pipe with love and care. The night was warm and still as the bayou creatures gathered round to watch the showdown on the hill. And if you win, you take my stash, the finest in the land. But if you lose, you walk away with nothing in your hand. Satan went first with a puff so bold, the smoke rings danced in the air. The crowd watched on, both young and old, as the chant is laid bare. His smoke had a glow, dark and sly, twisting tails as it rose. But Z just laughed, "Is that all you got? Bring on the smoke, I suppose." When Satan finished, Z stepped up. "Now it's my turn to shine. So sit back and watch the show as I blow your smoke design." Z smoke curled high and bright, a spectacle to behold. The night grew still, the crowd went wild as his story's smoke unfurled. It told of love and laughter, of peace and dreams so true. Satan shook his head in all, knowing he'd been outdone by Z's crew. Satan tipped his hat with a grin as he faded into the night. Z called out, "Come back anytime, but you'll lose again, alright." The bayou hummed a victory tune under the moon's soft light. A night of magic, skill and fun as Z's legend took flight.
Yeah. Hey, did you notice that I had to borrow Elsie's goat for my harmonica video?
No, I did not.
That's
Now I
really
know.
dope, man. So when I was harmonicaing, there was I had to borrow Elsie's goat.
I thought it looked familiar, but I wasn't sure.
What up, people?
What's up?
Yes, I am back.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Steve. How are you?
How we doing?
Hello, unnamed person.
Is that Brian?
That's Brian back there.
Hey,
Yeah,
Brian.
Hey,
back
What's
Brian.
up?
What's going on, guys?
So we got Nova Scotia in here. We got Rebecca.
I love that song, Z.
Thank you, Steve.
I tell you,
We got
that's a real
Jordan.
winner.
Let's see who else. Holy shit, we have Jason, the Canadian. God, that.
Yeah.
Yes, God do it. Oh, we have Wildlife Wanda. I thought it was Wild Wanda.
Wowzy.
Hey, I can't see, man.
Okay.
We got that Charbetty in here.
Hello?
Yep. She's annoying.
Yeah.
She's here.
Oh, look at who we got in here else. We have
I will.
Carol.
Yep.
Carol.
I'm going
Hi,
to.
Carol.
I'm
Howdy.
on it right now.
And Citizen Z Animations with 2 hearts. See, I get 2 hearts, god damn it.
Yeah, I know. Ain't that a crock of shit?
And then we get Gregory. Hey, Gregory, long time no see. How the hell has everyone been doing? So I'm here to clear the air, Char.
Okay.
Clearing it. I am doing a forestation project right now. Are you ready?
Yeah.
DC is fucked up.
It always
I
has
won't
been.
even go. I won't even go into DC now. I refuse.
Mm-mm.
I'll get arrested. I'll get fucking put in the clink. It won't be good because they are literally going through the streets, through the middle of the fucking street, man.
That's crazy.
There are 3,100 DC police officers all deployed.
That's insane.
They've got about National Guard that have arrived now. They are arriving from different states.
Mm-hmm.
Over 800, Z.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
but they're still arriving. They're still.
Yeah, that's a lot
blended
of
in,
lot of soldiers. Is what my point was.
That's
I'm sorry.
unreal.
I didn't
And
even
they're
interrupt you,
actually-
brother.
Well, I'm going to show you some of the pictures that I found because I won't go into DC. I refuse. Not me, man.
Nope.
I will get arrested. I know I'll get maced, arrested, fucking cuffed, zip tied, tossed into the fucking kennel with the rest of the people.
Right.
Because if I see them people race her in a homeless tent, I'm going to go fucking berserk. So the best place for me is at home.
I understand. You're safer there. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah, I would go fucking berserk. So give me a second here. Let me see what I can find on
Sure.
streets.
You know, Z, I was talking to our buddy Ron the other day, and we got a little taste of talking about this, a little taste of it, and it's more overwhelming than I can't even put words to it, Z. You know what I mean? When you're given the option of going to jail or going to a hospital, that's not a choice.
Yep,
That's not freedom.
true.
Huh?
I said this is not freedom.
That's not freedom. That's not anything. That's tyrannicalism. And look, I'm saying these words as a person who has followed Trump and in some ways supported him in many ways. But I can't simply sit by and watch this and think it's good. You know what I mean? This is turning into a police state, Z. we're going to turn into a police state where every block is patrolled, every corner you go down, you're going to have to get searched. You know, it's going to be, people don't know what that is like.
Right.
It's not fun. I'll tell you that.
Well, this is from NBC News that I'm going to bring up, and this is like 20 minutes ago. So I'm going to bring this up.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second. I want to let everybody know what's going on in DC, man.
Right. They need to.
All right. Would you bring that up for me, Shar? Or Steve? Either one.
There you go.
It's up. You can
Yep.
see it. So this is all credit goes to NBC News. I'm just using this for educational purpose.
Unprecedented takeover Washington, D.C. police is really ramping up. National Guard troops have now arrived in the city after the president declared a crime emergency in our nation's capital and deployed hundreds of guardsmen. FBI, DEA, other federal agents have already been patrolling the streets. And D.C.'s mayor and police chief just met with Attorney General Pam Bondi at the Justice Department.
President Trump claims the district is one of the most dangerous cities anywhere in the world, despite the fact that police data shows violent crime is actually down. NBC News Chief Capitol Hill correspondent Ryan Noble is live at the D.C. Armory for us today. So, Ryan, let's talk about what exactly these National Guard troops would be doing in the city and the difference between statistics and how people who live there feel.
Yeah, 2 important points, Vicki. First, what the National Guard's role is going to be here. They are not the frontline law enforcement professionals that are going to deal with crime on a day-to-day basis. They're serving more in somewhat of a support role, backing up these various law enforcement agencies that are going to be part of this crackdown. Specifically, we're told that they could be responsible for helping to break up some of these homeless encampments that have popped up throughout D.C. and then beautifying the areas where those unhoused people will be from where they will be moved. And secondly, there is the question about just how much of a need there is for their presence and this larger law enforcement presence. There is no doubt that the crime statistics show that violent crime is dropping in Washington, D.C., but there is still a crime problem here. And so many people in this community welcome the attention that is being paid to the fact that there is a crime problem in Washington, D.C., but they are a little suspect of the idea that the federal government is going to come down and just solve this problem in 30 days. Many Washington, D.C. residents think it is a much bigger, more systemic problem that needs real solutions.
Well, I'm going to interrupt it there. Southeast D.C. is like a war zone. That place really is. I know, I go there and help the homeless. It's like a war zone. But you know, I'm a 78-year-old white guy that goes there, and I am never in any fear. And I have talked to many people who say that they're homeless, but they just want a free meal, who are gangbangers, and those people only tell me, do not come down here at night in Southeast DC. That I believe, because it's like a fucking war zone. I agree with one little bitty, tiny, teeny weeny part of this that we need to clean up the crime areas, get the fucking gangs out, get the drugs out, because Flacca, ISO, and Trank has become the natural go-to, even over fentanyl. And they're starting to mix fentanyl with Flacca. They're mixing fentanyl with Trank. They're mixing fentanyl with ISO. They're mixing fentanyl with meth. They're mixing fentanyl with weed. And it's killing a lot of fucking people.
Yes,
this is not cool.
No.
You know,
well, I have to agree with a little bit of the crime, but they're walking down the middle of the fucking street, Steve.
You know, the way I see it, bro, and I see it a little different than most people, so it's not fair for me to comment too much. But as a homeless guy, and in some ways I've been homeless for a lot of years, being a nomad, and the crackdown they've shown on that group of people. But I can understand telling RVers you need to park in an RV. That's one thing, okay? You know, I'm a bitch. Okay, I'll go with that. But when you try to tell a homeless person you're going to shove them out in the desert and you're going to survive, we'll bring you 3 meals and a hot and a cot. That's not opportunity. And it's very hard if you're homeless and wanting an opportunity out to get that opportunity. You know, not everybody that is homeless wants to be homeless, and not everybody that's homeless is a drug addict, and not everybody that's homeless is a bad person. You know, there's a million variables. There's just a I can't even imagine the way I want to say this. But you got to understand when you look at somebody else and you purposely are looking down on them.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking like that down your nose, you know, like we used to say, you remember Z? How we used to say, you looking down your nose at me. Well, that's how the whole government is now.
Oh, it is.
They're looking down their nose at us, bro.
So I got another quick video.
Yeah.
I don't want to interrupt anybody.
No, I'm glad to be here, Steve. Thank you.
This is from Fox News 5. Fox News 5.
Oh, Channel 5. Yep. I remember them.
Right now at 11, new video just into our Fox 5 newsroom. A swarm of law enforcement, including the feds in Northwest D.C. tonight, amid President Trump's takeover of the district. This is in the Columbia Heights neighborhood around 14th Street and Perry Place Northwest. Both Homeland Security and Border Patrol were spotted on this scene. We're working to confirm what they were.
They said Border Patrol. Where's the fucking border in D.C.?
There is no border in D.C.
Where's the fucking border, Steve?
You know, that's a very funny question now, isn't it?
Homeland Security and Border Patrol are arresting people that aren't even near the fucking border?
This is a complete. If you don't know your history, let me help you a little bit. Okay, this is it's almost an orchestrated takedown. It's almost an orchestrated takedown because they're going to start blaming everything. Anything that bothers somebody is going to be declared a problem, a national emergency. You know, all of a sudden, you know, everything's a national emergency where we have to. I'm just very disappointed why they're going after the homeless, bro.
Hey, Steve, get the Border Patrol cars, Steve.
That's unreal.
Yeah, they're not on the border, are they? They're not on the border, are they?
How many miles away from the border are they? At least over 1,000 miles, right?
Oh, hell yeah.
So the Border Patrol has a 100-mile wide area from the border that they can patrol. That's the law, right? Why are they in Washington, D.C. arresting people who have they don't care about your immigration status? That's not why they're there.
They're going to keep changing them over, Z.
Right.
They're going to keep moving these police officers from different organizations to organizations so they give all of us in solid check, bro.
Federal law enforcement presence. We see all of their vehicles lined up there. A major show of force there in the D.C. streets in Columbia Heights. Again, you see several people being arrested on the curb there. We are working to find out more information, and as soon as we get it, we'll let you know. And right now, the first day of National Guard troops on the ground in D.C., also part of President Trump's effort to crack down on crime. Military vehicles spotted along the National Mall tonight. Fox 5's Nana Senyo Bonsu live in Northwest, where we're also seeing D.C. police very active tonight. Nana.
Hey, Kenneth, good evening. Not just D.C. police, we also have Border Patrol, U.S. Customs as well, pulling off over here, HSI. There's a lot happening right here on the scene that we're trying.
There's Customs and U.S. Border Patrol there. Somebody needs to, Steve, you were in the military, I was not. Can you explain to me why there is U.S. Customs and Border Patrol on the streets arresting people that has nothing to do with immigration or crossing the border?
exactly what I was trying to say. We're heading toward a martial law situation. And people, it's people don't see the impact of it until it impacts you at home personally. You know what I mean? The people just don't get it. But it's not just little things. Your freedoms are supposed to be stripped from you.
And after this, I want to bring up a special article from the orange-haired guy in office that says he wants a 600 to 800 National Guard force for getting rid of protests. So if you protest against him, these guys are always on standby. They're 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on standby to quell any protest in anywhere in the United States.
Yeah, that does not sound like freedom.
No, and if people think this is just DC, you're in for a rude awakening.
I heard just today, Z, I don't know if you heard that he was going to go after the 5 biggest Democrat states and cities, rather, and break down their crime problem, take over their police officers, take over their. This is something I read on TV. Of course, I didn't check it out yet.
There was Chicago, Detroit, Oakland, L.A., New York City.
Folks, if you don't know what a police state is, welcome to America.
Oh, they are. I'm telling you, you can sit there and just fucking believe people, and you cannot believe what you're seeing on the screen. But I am telling you, he is very law and order. When he did his first term, his statement was, "I am law and order." He said in a press conference yesterday that police have to stand up there in a line and not do something to people who are yelling at them or whatnot, and they want to go hands-on, and he's telling them, you go hands-on. You show these people who is boss.
That's the problem, Z, in my perspective, is that he's enabled police to feel empowered, beyond what the natural police job is, to protect and to serve. It ain't that no more. Now it's to arrest and observe. You know what I mean? It's not that no more. And I have people that are police people, so I'm not talking bad about police people. I'm just simply saying that, okay, here's what I'm going to say. If you're a policeman, okay, and you're a bad policeman, well, we know that. But I don't have a problem with you. I have a problem with the good policeman that lets you get away with being a bad policeman and watch you do that.
Right.
That's who I have the real issue with. And now they're just gonna stretch this thing out, Z, to the whole police state, and we're gonna be in the middle of something that, we've always talked about Russia. Russia's a communist country. Well, you hang on, boys and girls.
Civil War.
Yeah, you hang on.
So, cities.
Hey, Army vet.
But I don't understand it. And I was duped. I'm not gonna lie. In a lot of ways, I was sold out. I was told a story where we were going to get crime, under control. And there's other ways to do that. See, if I could flash back to what you said about them in D.C. and the streets, and the crime and this and that. Well, and you didn't have any problem with it. Well, the truth is, a lot of people would have a problem with it. The thing is, you got a few people that have problems with anything. If you want to help the crime population in D.C., how about giving people opportunity? You know, how about giving them that?
Exactly.
You know,
And
don't.
And
I don't steal bread. I don't steal bread if I got bread. But if I ain't got bread, and I know you got 2 loaves, I'm coming for a loaf.
Let me zoom this in a little bit for you so you can see it.
Yeah, that's it right there. That's what I saw. Z.
So, and I'm going to read this for everyone. President Trump says other U.S. cities could be next as he deploys National Guard to D.C. We're not going to lose our cities over this. Trump said as he mentioned plans to expand his crackdown on crime to New York, Chicago, Baltimore, and other cities. This will go further. Right?
This is not good, folks.
It says, we're not going to lose our cities over this. We will go further. We're starting very strongly with D.C., and we're going to clean it up real quick.
When they start tightening that noose, if you're off the line because you don't have a fishing license, you'll be in jail. If you cross the road because you needed to get to the other side because somebody was calling you, you're going to jail. And we're living in a police state. See, I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt you.
Oh, no, I'm just saying that the Pentagon is also prepared to bring in additional National Guard units and other specialized units if needed. They will be strong, they will be tough, and they will stand with law enforcement partners. It's crazy, man.
It's scary because they're not going to be turning back.
No, there's no turning back now.
And they're going to crush these mayors. These mayors who say that they're going to push back against Trump's threat, he will just crush them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and people tell me, oh, they can't do that, Z. They can't just walk into a city and do that. I'm sorry, did they not just walk into Washington, D.C. and take it over?
There you go. There you go. You just showed it.
True that, Z. True that, my friend.
People, wake the fuck up, man. And we need to stop this. And I don't know how we're going to ever stop this because we're like little Johnny on the corner with his Daisy BB gun shooting at a fucking federal tank coming down your street.
You know, that's well put, Z. And we are shooting with a BB gun against a tank.
Broke fishing. DC is not its own country. It is a city under siege. I'm not. This stream is not about laughs and tee-hee and ha-ha. I'm sorry. DC is under siege and nobody fucking cares, man. And there is nothing we can do. They will squash us like bugs.
We're nothing to them, Z, anymore. They've got over the big humps. Now people are the little humps. You know, we're just little. They just ride over us, is what I'm saying. They won't even know we're underneath the tracks. I'm sorry, Char.
No, you're fine. I was just going to say this is only the beginning, please.
Because they've started this. They've slowly deteriorated your rights. Slowly, but surely, a look at a time. A look at a time. And all we do is go, okay, that's all right.
So back in the 1700s when we had states, right? There wasn't always a governor to a state. I'm just doing a little bit of history because you guys probably aren't fucking up on that, but you know, you got to look back when the states first formed. Was there governors in every state? Was there a governor in every single state when we signed the Declaration of Independence? Was there?
No.
Or the Constitution? Was there?
What was the question, bro? I mean, see?
You have to have a governor and a senator to have a state, Steve.
Yes.
You do? Why?
Because
back
it's
in
a
the
state rule.
1700s, they didn't have it.
Well, I don't know.
Hey,
I just
you gotta
know.
look
I
into
thought
finding out the
the
country.
District of Columbia was a territory.
It's a government property. The government owns 3
Well, I know,
mile
but-
radius around DC.
See, what my thought was on it was, and I don't know anything about history, so forgive me if I'm wrong, you know. But I thought because of the Confederacy and the Union fighting, that's the reason why they had that as a territory. You know what I mean? As for the capital of the country between the two. You know, like there'd be both. Everybody would be represented in there. That's how I thought it was. You know. But it's
I'm
not.
looking it up right now.
What's that, boss?
I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, and I may be completely wrong, Z, but I was hoping that's what it were, because then it would represent everybody. But it don't represent everybody no more. It's not that. It's not a fair representation of who we are.
Never has been.
No, it hasn't, bro. And the politicians, they get on this high horse, and they can, you know, the money they make, and then they take, and then there's so little for the people. Crumbs. Just crumbs, man. You know. I don't know.
State managers, how state governments elected states without governors. Is it possible? While it is not a requirement for every state to have a governor.
Okay.
All 50 states and the U.S. currently have governors. However, there are some territories and commonwealths that do not have governors, such as Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands. Instead, these territories have elected officials who serve similar roles. And I'm going to show this on screen because people go, "Oh, you're talking about ASCL, see no proof," and I'm not using AI, so.
It's sad, bro. It's really sad. It's upsetting to me because, you know.
And this is from RebelAsker.com. They have all the things that are broke down. It says, states without governors, is it possible? Well, it is not a requirement. So it is not a requirement.
Well, that's good.
So that's out the window, right? Let's see. U.S. Constitution.
I thought it had something to do with the Civil War. Why it was that's what I'm trying to say. Maybe I'm wrong. Like maybe they left it a territory because neither side wanted to claim it in the sense. I mean, I don't know, you know.
Oh, this way. See, new states may be admitted by Congress and Union, but no new state shall be formed or enacted in jurisdiction of any state. It does not say anything about anything in here about that you have to have a governor.
I'm reading what Army Vet said down there, and you know, you're absolutely right, Army Vet. This is an unprecedented move of intervening with municipal affairs, is what he says, and he's absolutely right.
That's the judicial power. Article 4. There is nothing in here that says that you have to have a governor to a state.
Okay.
So that puts that theory out the window.
Can he bring himself up? Okay, there you go.
See, bro. I just dropped you a link to the Wikipedia about District
I
of
don't care
Columbia.
what Wikipedia says.
No, it
I
gives
want to
the
know
whole
what the
thing
U.S.
there.
Constitution says.
Can you let me finish? It gives the whole thing about there actually is branches of government in D.C. and runs the whole thing down about the Home Rule Act and everything. And I'll let
I haven't even gotten into that. We were taught. You said that you got to have. I read your thing. You said that you have to have a governor
I
and a
didn't
senator.
say you have to have a governor. I said it doesn't have a governor like every other state.
It doesn't have to though, bro.
I know it doesn't, but I also said right after that, wow, I learned something today, and I dropped you the link to what I'm learning.
Okay.
Have your stream. Thank you for letting me up.
Oh, don't be an asshole. I'm telling you right now, if you come up here and you're going to be an asshole, you and I are going to have words. I am telling
I'm
you.
not
watch
being
your
an
attitude.
asshole, but I don't want
Watch
to get in
your
an
attitude.
argument. I don't have an attitude.
Don't
I
wish
don't
me
want
to have a good stream. You're more than welcome up here. You're a co-host. Don't start nothing. I'm telling you, because I'll fucking finish it. You understand my words? I am discussing something. I want this to get out. Whether people want to hear me or not, that's just their own fucking problem. This is not a joke to me. This is something I want everybody to hear. That's a warning.
Z,
You're
do
more
you
than
want?
I am
welcome
not
to stay
trying
up there.
to do anything.
You are more than welcome
Don't
to
get
stay
mad
up
at
here.
me.
I'm saying
Okay.
you are more than welcome to stay up here. You don't have to come up here and give your little spiel and then say, "Hey, have a good stream. I'm leaving," like I'm kicking you out, because I'm not.
I know you're not, but I also know that sometimes my point of view is a catalyst that you don't need right now.
Well, I don't want it. I don't care, bro. You can say whatever the fuck you want to say, but I'm telling you to be nice. That's the only thing I'm saying, and to take this seriously. This is not a joke. This is not a fun panel. This is something that I am discussing.
Hey, Z.
I don't believe it's a joke.
You're a joke. Cool. What's
I
up,
think
buddy?
it's bullshit that they're bringing in the fucking Border Patrol when the Border Patrol does not. Well, it is within 100 miles of the ocean, so they are actually.
It is
in
still within 100 miles of the ocean.
Yes, it is.
He's still within 100 miles of the ocean. I'm going to fact check you on that.
Well, they have rights 100 miles from all borders, which is the coast of the United States, the southern border, the northern border. And I thought D.C. is within that 100-mile area.
It's from.
Hey, Z. Mr. Z.
Washington, D.C. is 130 miles from the closest point to the Atlantic Ocean. Go ahead, Steve.
My apology. I was going to read what it says about it being a district and not a state. It says because the U.S. Constitution designates it as a seat of the federal government and grants Congress. Now, listen to this. This is what I don't get. It grants Congress exclusive legislative power over it that ensures the federal government's independence and prevents a single state from averting undue influence to the nation's capital. That's what I want to read. Which means, in my mind, what that means is that, well, fuck, I don't know, man. The Congress should be the one making the decisions, right?
Yeah.
If you're gonna narrow it down like that, if you're gonna put it on the government, you don't put it on the president. You put it on the the Congress, the Senate or something.
My question is, what are you going to do when you see the military walking down your street in your city?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you.
Okay, I promise you, because I love you, Z. I'm gonna have to not answer this question because I'm gonna get in trouble if I answer it. I prefer not to
plead the fifth.
I'll plead the fifth on this.
What's everybody going to do when they see the military walking down their streets and detaining you?
What choice do we have? What choice do we have?
Well, you don't have a choice.
Exactly.
There is no choice. We cannot fight Trump. There is no fucking possible way that we would ever win fighting Trump. We would become slaves of the system.
I've got an
be
idea.
Slaves.
I've got an idea if I could just present it to you, Z.
Go for it.
Check this out. You remember the 9/11 hijackers? Y'all remember hearing about the story of the 9/11 hijackers? Well, there was 2 of them per plane, about approximately, and they had razor blades on them to keep the audience down, to keep everybody at bay. Well, if you're afraid of a razor blade, then you're not going to get up. You get what I'm saying? Let's just face it. You're not going to stand and fight that crowd. But think about it. If everybody stands up, everybody's got to stand up at one time and say, that's simple.
But we have to have unity in the
Right,
United
and
States. And where the fuck is the unity, Steve?
Yep.
Where is it?
They did stand up on one of the planes, Steve, and took it down into a farmer's field.
I understand, bro, but see,
That's the only plane that everybody stood up and fought for.
That's not what he was saying, though. He was saying that those planes that went into the buildings, they were being held at bay with razor blades.
Mm-hmm.
The plane where the military guy and a bunch of other people on the plane, and they took it over, and their only recourse was to cause them to crash it, was the same type of thing.
No, but see my point is, if you wait for the razor blades at the front of the plane, just like we're waiting on Trump to cut us a little bit. I'm trying to make the analogy the same way. Like, you're waiting on this cut. There's only one way to beat the cut. You got to have everybody stand.
Do what?
My bad.
Can you drop the link? No, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Keep going. Just drop the link for me, would you, Shar?
Okay.
It makes no sense to me, because I get why everybody on that plane was so scared that day. And I certainly don't hold nothing against them or anything like that. But now that we know that, how they did that, do you think the next guy that gets up there with box cutters is going to be able to take out a plane? No, because everybody on there knows the deal. They're going to fly into it. You're going to die anyway. You might as well take a chance and take this guy on. It was my analogy. I apologize. I got a little off base, but.
Well, you're right, though, Steve. Why should a box cutter hold 50 people at bay?
Fear. Just like Trump is doing on us right now. Fear. It's the same thing as what I was trying to say.
And it's a good analogy. It really is. I wholeheartedly agree with that.
I hope I didn't. And if I said anything to upset anybody, that's.
Well, if you upset somebody, well, that's just so sad.
My point is that if you're in that situation now, if Z or Rogue or Char is put in a position where some guy's at the front of a plane and they got box cutters, I'm willing to bet, knowing the history that we know now, that somebody's going to react. That's my point. And the only way to do that on a natural tendency is for us to start reacting to these things. We're letting it come little by little. You know what I mean, Z? It's coming little by little. They're just pulling on us a little at a time.
So U.S. Border Patrol has 100-mile thing from the border, right? Washington, D.C. at its closest point is 130 miles away from any ocean.
They don't give a fuck no more, Z.
No, how can they be there? Yeah. Somebody needs to answer that question.
Only carbon they want to get rid of.
Z, yeah, I cannot.
They did move the military in D.C. because it's the seat of government. But don't they only have I could swear they only have a 3-mile radius. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm probably wrong on that.
I just looked it up. It is the 100-mile radius from the border. So,
well,
yeah.
What is D.C.'s seat of power? What is Washington, D.C.'s seat of power is what I'm
on. It was in that thing I dropped.
Right.
Stop.
It is not a state, it's a federal district under direct congressional control.
That's what I was saying. Congressional. That doesn't say executive.
Unique status was established to ensure a district capital independent of any single state's influence.
Well, the entire District of Columbia itself is about 10 miles across, meaning a radius of about 5 miles from its geographic center. The seat of power that the government actually claims is about 2 miles. I was wrong. I thought it was 3 miles. But it's about 2 miles in radius.
Z, I cannot pin the link. I just want to let you know.
Oh, you pin the link? Thank you.
No, oh, he's got it. Somebody's got it.
The link's pinned.
Thank you.
And it brings us back to Army Vance's question. Why do you think they moved the military into D.C.? Because they can. As long as they stay up in the tourist section, they're fine. But now these people are going into Northeast D.C., they're going into Southeast D.C., they're going to go into Southwest D.C., Northwest D.C., and they're just out of the seat of government because you're only about 2 miles out, man.
It don't matter. If you're homeless, you're done.
Right.
Oh,
you're done, man. You're done. It don't matter if you're homeless in New Orleans. It don't matter if you're homeless in Philadelphia. Now they've empowered everybody. They're gonna start fucking. If you're homeless, man, I pray for you tonight. I pray for you tonight because
this is a distraction. But what kind of a distraction this is, I have no idea.
Thank you, Z. Wag the dog, as my dad used to say. As he's standing there watching the dog wags its tail, what's going on that you're not watching?
So at the D.C. homeless shelter, the one that's city and federally funded, there are troops and there are many, 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 many police there. The U.S. Park Police are going through and they're ravaging everybody's tent. There is no time to move. You did not get no move order. They are going to take your possessions, throw them in a dumpster. They rented 2 warehouses now. And I'm learning this from the homeless that I talked to in D.C. They have rented 2 warehouses where they're setting up like dog kennels, right?
Jesus.
Inside this. And this is where they're packing the homeless into. And they want to ship them. Check this out. So they want to ship them to other states.
Encampments.
Or deport them. He's thinking of deportation for the homeless people.
All of them going to Guantanamo Bay. Is that what it is?
They build a brand new center there for immigration.
You don't want to go to Guantanamo.
No, I don't. That's what I'm saying. Is that the next step?
I know that's what I was saying.
And they build
I
a
feel bad for that.
brand spanking new center there for immigration to hold immigration people.
This is going to get so messed up.
Well, we took the Constitution, set it on fire, and now we have this coming. Yay. I'm excited. Are you excited, Steve?
Home Rule Act of December 24th, 1973 gave the federal government all the power to do whatever they want.
Right.
Article 1.
Because Nixon put that in there. I know Nixon put that in there. I've done much research on this. And the Home Rule Act is a sham.
Introduced in the Senate by Thomas Ingleton, Democrat, Missouri, on April 2nd, 1973.
And who was in office in
Senate
1973?
Committee on the District of Columbia. Passed by the Senate July 10th, 1973. Passed by the House October 10th, 1973. Reported to the Joint Conference Committee on December 6th. Agreed by the House on December 17th, 1973. And by the Senate on the 19th of 73. And signed into law on the 24th of December, 1973. Christmas Eve. That's bugged.
Who signed it into law? What president signed it into law?
I can't remember who. Richard Nixon, it says.
Yep, it was Nixon.
Army vet, you're welcome to hit that link and join us up here if you want to. Anybody.
Oh, everybody. If you have a voice, and I don't care whether you're pro or con, I don't care. I want to hear both sides of the coin. I want to hear how this is good for the United States and how this is bad for the United States. I want to have a good 100% honest, open discussion without yelling, screaming, and calling people names and everything else. I want this.
Since they got a mayor and all that, but they don't. It's not a state.
Hold on, please.
The National Guard for DC actually located because they can't use the regular army, but they can use the Guard for all this. You remember 4 dead in Ohio? That was a National Guard thing.
Hey, Army Vet just said it right. He said it's Army National Guard though. That's not regular Army.
Yeah, it's not regular Army. It's not.
That's not the.
It's the air. Oh, it's the Air National Guard. This is key. He said, it's still National Guard, and they're not using regular troops. They can use the National Guard any way they want, but with it not being set up like a normal state, where do they keep the National Guard for the District of Columbia? Where's the base they're on? Or do they bring them in from Maryland or the surrounding state? How do they do that? Because it's not set up like a normal state. Yeah, the surveillance thing with the major cameras that have been updated since 2021, where they can actually do a facial recognition even if you have a bandana over your face and all they see is eyes. They upgraded it. They put it through a bunch of tests in 2020 and it upgraded to where it can still tell you who they are now. Drone yeah.
You're right, Army Vet. You're right. It's coming.
I see.
It's already here. I know it's just going to be less discreet. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, it's less discreet. Well, look what we read about it the other night. Grants Pass got that federal ruling about making camping illegal on public property. They can extend that to anything now.
Well, National just so y'all
Forest.
know, when I was in a camper, y'all know I camped out for 8 years. I was an RVer. I had the Census Bureau stop into me one time, and they said, "Where do you live?" I said, "Right there in that trailer." said, no, really, where do you live? I said, right there in that trailer, bro. You know, that's my home. That's where I sleep. He said, so you're homeless. See, if you don't have a physical address,
Yeah,
think about this for a minute.
you're right.
If you don't have a physical address, I'm not talking about a P.O. box.
Nope.
I'm not talking about any of that shit. If you don't have a physical address, you're suspect.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, to deal with my disability, I can tell the state for my tiny bit of assistance I get with food, I can give them the P.O. box. I can give everybody my P.O. box. For my federal disability, I have to give them my physical address.
That's
You
right.
guys,
There's certain
I'm
things
going
you have to.
backstage for a second. I gotta call Ron. I'll be right back.
Okay.
But yeah, you know, it's just a fact of life, you know. And now, you know, Trump is going very aggressive on some other things too, which coincide with this, and that's you know, as y'all probably heard, he's using tier 1 units to go against the cartel. You know what I mean? And these kinds of things. I understand that. You know, I'm not opposed to that, but I am opposed to when you try to hurt homeless people and hungry people, because there's a way to solve these things. These things aren't impossible. These things are not impossible.
No, they're not. They're not.
And that's what makes me mad, because there's a way for us to make sure everybody in this country gets a hot meal tonight.
Right.
There's a way.
Yep.
There is a way. I bet you there's a way.
Well, I agree with you. Part of this homeless problem is that we've allowed corporations to take over and be majorly bad in these, go in and buy land and build these complexes, and the rent's whatever they want it to be, and they move it up every year. My buddy's having to find a new place because his landlords, a corporation, decided they weren't making enough money back quick enough on the new apartment complex he was living in, and basically doubled his rent. Now he's having to find another place because him and his wife, both working, would not be able to live if they went ahead and paid the double rent.
The homeless rate is going
utilities are not included on that. You know, everything else, they're like, we wouldn't be able to make it. And he's not, I don't know where far he's going to go, but
there's you know, when you talk about that, you got to start thinking, you know, we're all at a target at that point. You know what I mean? Because think about it real close, and I try to tell people this, but AI is coming. AI is coming.
AI is already here.
Well, the robots are coming. Let me say it clearer for you.
Yeah.
Let me say it a little clearer for you so you understand what I'm saying. Before long, you're going to be sitting out on your porch, and UPS is going to pull up with nobody driving, and some dude, a robot, going to jump out the back with your package and run it up to your thing, to your porch. That's what's going to happen. So my question is, where with those jobs going to? Now you got rid of the drivers. Now you got rid of the pilots. Now you're getting rid of most of the doctors and the nurses, because most of it's going autonomous, because you get what I'm saying? Where does somebody make the money to survive?
All right, everybody. I replaced the pinned message wasn't working right. Thank you for letting us know, Clockwork. I replaced it with the one that should be working right. If somebody could test that for us.
Clockwork, try it again and see if you can come up this time.
Who's coming up?
Clockwork Rex. He couldn't get up, but
Okay.
Broke was saying the link was wrong.
Oh, shoot.
I guess I put the wrong link.
So Talk Studio might be having an issue for people coming up. Ron's having the same issue. I'm talking to him right now on the phone.
Okay.
I'm talking to you guys, right? He says that it's very slow joining. Is it still spinning, Ron?
it was really crazy. I grabbed the right link with the guest thing, but it actually came up with just the .com, so I replaced it with the one you dumped in the chat and repinned it.
But to your statement, Z, I was going to say.
Well, I don't want to be black, man. Hey, we're all black, Ron says.
So,
okay.
So, Z brought up a good point. What? My dad used to say this all the time. What are they doing when we're all busy watching what's going down in Washington, D.C.? What is going on that we're not seeing?
This is it, guys. Y'all don't see. This is total takedown of freedom.
Yep. Oh, wait. We got
we got Richard.
Now. We got Richard.
Okay, I can see him. There you go.
Hey, Richard, did you have a hard time coming up?
My phone's sideways this time. Does that work? No, it don't work. Yeah, it doesn't.
How you doing, Nova Scotia Quake Watch?
I'm doing great tonight.
Richard just came up.
Doing great tonight. Having a good old time over here in Nova Scotia, watching those wildfires come down the valley.
I'm on the phone with you, so.
Okay.
Yeah, watching them wildfires come down the valley is pretty interesting.
Can I just interrupt you guys real quick? Ron wants to know, Richard, did you have an issue coming up here?
Yeah, at first it took me to the other page, and I was like, what's going on? And I'm like, this ain't right. And I backed out, and I'm like, yeah, this is the right link this time.
Right, you gotta, Ron, just refresh your page and see if it comes up, man. He said he was having issues too, because it took him someplace else.
Okay,
and then
ask
he backed
him.
out and then came back up.
Ask Ron to hit the link that's at the top now, because Broke changed it. Yeah, Clockwork's now here.
Another guest that joined.
It works good now. Yeah, it's just working perfect now.
There's Clockwork.
Yeah, we got some wildfires up here in Nova Scotia. They're heading down towards me, and yeah, they're through New Brunswick. Probably going to jump into Maine. There's all kinds of fires everywhere right now. Fires in D.C. that are not fires, but they're a different type of fires. You were talking earlier.
There he is.
Thanks, C. Sorry about that.
Hey, Ron, we got you.
Oh, we got a nice panel tonight.
Well, Richard, you keep yourself safe and keep your head on a swivel, and a sprinkler is your friend.
Oh, yeah, you know that there one that's closer to me that is out of control right now.
I know. I haven't been able to recheck it this evening.
Yeah.
What's up, Clockwork Rex? What's up, Ron?
Go ahead, Clockwork. I'll let you speak first.
He's muted.
Yeah,
He doesn't
Clockwork.
want to talk to
There
us.
he goes. Clockwork.
Yeah, mute Clockwork.
He did.
Well, I'll
have the floor.
Okay. It's just going to seem like I'm hyperbolic about it. I don't know if it was from executive order or whatever, but it gives him the power, like Z said last night, for 30 days to come in. And by what I thought I heard him say today, he can bypass Congress and then extend the stay past 30 days.
Section 740 of the D.C. Home Rule Act allows the federal...
Yeah, 1974. I heard about it that too.
No, but there's a Section 740 of the D.C. Home Rule Act that allows the federal takeover of the Metropolitan Police.
30 days.
30 days.
After 30 days, he must get Congress's approval.
That's right. That's right.
All good. I'm just trying to tell you without counting.
So he's going to do this to every city.
I
know. I know.
That's martial law.
That's right, brother.
I don't care whatever way you want to spin it. It's martial law. And as far as I know, everybody in this country on both sides of the aisle doesn't want martial law. I could be wrong.
No,
You guys
we
could
don't.
be for it. I don't know. But I'm 100% against martial law.
Living in Canada, I see a few things that are changing here. I kind of changed the name of the China, kind of. And I see things happening here in Canada that are happening over there in that other country. So I don't know what's happening here, but we might be heading towards the same direction.
I think it's all happening. Sorry, G.
We could be heading for the same direction. And it's good because I'll tell you, DC, with the cops walking down the street, the National Guard walking down the middle of the street, and they have border patrol. Ron, border fucking patrol in the area.
See, could you turn yourself up a little bit?
I turned myself down because I was on the phone with Ron. All right, so they have Ron. So U.S. Customs and Border Patrol are allowed to patrol 100 miles from the border. They are allowed to do that. D.C. is 130 miles from the ocean, right? The ocean, the border, because that's considered a border.
Oh, there was I'm just reading that. Something was amended on August 8th, August 4th, and they're talking about August 8th something. Oh, bringing in all these people. They've had them there since the 8th.
But how can you have U.S. Border Patrol there?
You're thinking about National Guard, bro.
I'm reading this, and it's here.
No, I'm not trying to debate you.
I'm not thinking. I'm reading something.
Well, I'm asking a question, though. How can the National Guard, or not the National Guard, the U.S. Border Patrol and Customs be arresting the citizens in Washington, D.C., where is the border?
He says this thing, I brought it up so everybody can see it.
We'll bring it up.
All right.
You guys zoom it in. Nobody can read that.
Yeah, I can't read that, man.
Good evening. On August 8th, he administratively reassigned them to work under the direction of the United States Park Police. I'll read this section right here from the beginning. On August 8th, 2025, federal agents from Federal Bureau of Investigation, I'm going to let them highlight, Drug Enforcement, Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives, Immigration, Custom Order, other agencies begin patrolling the streets of Washington, D.C. Trump administratively reassigned them to work under the Park Police. On the 11th, he invokes 740, which is this section up here that allows him to take over.
So what you're telling me is the U.S. Border Patrol are now part of the U.S. Park Police?
That's what it says.
Well, I'm sorry. What about the Border Patrol that's doing...
He reassigned the agents that are there have been reassigned to the Park Police, which he can do under his federal bullshit. The next thing is about yesterday, I believe it is. What's today? The 13th. On the 11th, he invokes Section 740. Declaring a public safety emergency of rampant crime in the city. So, I just wanted to show you what I've seen.
Come on up, Army Vet. You're more than welcome. Hey, James Ottawa, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing not too shabby, my brother.
Do you have any opinion on what we're discussing? I would like to hear your opinion.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're in Canada. So our president took over Washington, D.C. with National Guard, U.S. Border Patrol, and 3,100 police officers to lock up the homeless, get rid of the homeless because they're destroying the city, and to kill crime.
But haven't they been saying that crime in Washington, D.C., violent crime is at a 30-year low?
Yes, and it's true. I looked at all the stats today, and there is not one stat that says crime has risen in D.C.
Because I was reading it too, and it said the only city that any violent crime is up was New York City, that rape was up.
Oh, that's Steve. I think Steve's bouncing that.
So,
I'm here.
Are you tapping your foot?
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad, man.
No, your mic is that good, really.
Stop tapping your fucking
I'm
foot,
just a
goddammit.
nervous wreck, man. My bad.
That's it. Now you're going down to the bottom of the pile.
Oh.
less tapping, more smoking.
You got it, boss.
I moved you to the bottom of the pile now.
Hey, and Steve, there's no reason to be feeling like that because we're all going to have a different opinion. Even if we're, your buddies left or right, even you two will have this different opinion. So don't feel like you can't say something.
Yeah.
Rebecca, everybody that is in chat, click the link. Come on up. I would love to hear your opinion.
Motor, what did you mean by that, brother?
Your opinion matters just as much as mine.
Yes.
Oh, sure.
All of them do.
That's a good point, Motor. That's a good point to be had.
Yeah.
I
can't be right on everything.
I'll be right back.
Oh, that seldom happens, Motor. Don't worry about
like
that.
10 minutes. I gotta let the dog out. I'll be right back.
Okay.
One thing I was going to say about Broke, didn't you say that the administration put that act into order?
Yeah. They invoked Section 740 of the DC Home. It's called the DC District of Columbia Home Rule Act. Section 740 allows him to take over the Metropolitan Police. I'm reading from the site, and he enacted that on the 11th. So 2 days ago, he enacted that rule.
I don't know. I just don't see anything.
And the major attorneys are saying he may be sitting there saying that they could do whatever the hell they want, but the U.S. Constitution and district law still applies, and they are telling him that. He's going to and I agree, he needs to fight over this.
Yeah. I think they got a court case in California right now because of his 5,000 troops he deployed to L.A.
I didn't know there was 800 troops from the District of Columbia National Guard. Did you know the District of Columbia had its own little National Guard area? Where? It's a 12.
I didn't know that, but I would assume they would because it is part of the United States, even though it's not a state or a city.
What is it? A 14-mile square? Z just said it. 14 miles, not a square.
Yeah.
I mean, it's set up more. It's not set up truly as a square, but it's a 14-mile square.
It's like just a district of the United States. It doesn't qualify for an electoral votes or basically a city or state, I guess. That I don't really know much about DC. The rules.
I don't either. I went and looked up some stuff.
Z would probably know more about that because he's there.
Yeah, feet away.
And it says here in this one thing I'm reading that those 800 troops from the District of Columbia National Guard, with 100 to 200 expected to be on duty at any given time, would be commanded by the head of the U.S. Marshal Service for under the United States Attorney General. But that really doesn't matter. They shouldn't be there anyways.
No. I mean, and I heard the narrative he was saying, and I've heard it before. Blue cities don't know how to govern their cities, and they're letting crime be rampant. Well, I got something to say about that. As far as I know, is in some of these red states, their cities, violent crime is fucking bad too.
Yeah,
And-
violent crime's bad in any metro area. I agree with you. That argument is stupid, Motor.
Yeah,
Hey, we agreed on something.
Yeah. I mean, there's small cities where they're having these fucking mass shootings.
Yeah.
And they're not red cities or blue cities.
I mean, I got the Portland metro area up there that I'm going to have to go experience again this year, but it's bad up there, and the city does not have control and can't gain control because it's the headquarters for Antifa, and every time they try to do something, you got all those Antifa helmet wearing, face mask wearing, and they're not just little cloth face masks. They have the riot gear face mask stuff. They look almost like the federal officers we see.
Okay, I have a little. Somebody trying to say something? I'm sorry.
Steve, are y'all talking? Maybe
Oh.
mute if you're talking, babe.
You can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
were here in the background, but barely. We couldn't hear
Okay.
it clearly.
We can't hear what you were saying, but you were talking.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Were you going to say something? Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just was making sure my mic was working right.
Your
But, you know,
microphone's working great.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
should I turn it down some or something?
Yeah, and if you and Brian decide to talk, just mute yourself for a minute or so. That's
That
all.
was on mute.
Oh, okay. Well, your mute's not working.
The headset mute. Press the
Yeah,
button
that's
on the
possible.
headset, it'll turn the mic off.
No, Brian was just saying this is an organized taker that down, you know.
Agenda 2030.
Agenda something.
Part of the Agenda 21, yeah, it was in
Yeah.
that I read.
Yeah.
And you know, it's just, you know, like I said, I've been on the equation where I've been you know, a nomad where we travel a lot. That's all I did was travel, bro, and have a good time, you know. But now they're coming after them.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't have a motherfucker, go ahead.
Resident. I
Yeah,
was just going to add permanent resident. Go ahead.
you're so right, Motor. You're trouble.
Oh, somebody moved my theme, man.
What was
I
this?
did by accident. My fault.
What was I thinking?
That's right.
It's very scary, bro.
You know, I'm not for like these people you want to call Antifa, taking over cities, burning buildings down. I'm really not for that. But they are against the government or the police, let's say, because they're overreaching, the brutality for nonsensical things. I watched a thing. This guy, he was had a disability mentally. He was stayed in a McDonald's drive-thru, and they were trying to get him out of it. So they called the police. Well, the police came in and they got him out of there. And the guy was like, you know, there's the only farthest thing they can do is trespass him at this point. He hasn't committed a crime. He hasn't hurt nobody. He hasn't done nothing violent. So they should have just trespassed him, made him get out. And he even said, I just want to go home. Can I go home? They beat him to death. And he was doing nothing wrong except not getting out of the bathroom. And now, if the police can do that, the National Guard is going to do this shit on the streets. And I've been witnessing that here in Detroit, the Border Patrol dragged somebody out of a fucking car in the middle of the street through the window.
Jesus.
And this was like a month or so ago. But if this little things can happen, it can happen to any one of us.
Oh,
And if
yeah.
you don't have an ID, they can detain you and bring you in. And they won't listen to you.
No. And don't have colored skin at all.
Well,
God almighty, if your skin color is tan.
yeah,
you're in
thank
trouble
goodness
like
for
a-
you, you have complexion protection.
That's right. I'm straight white, you know, so I get away with some shit.
You ought to see them here when they catch you with your feather in your hair.
No, but
God.
I don't mean that. I wasn't talking
One
about
thing
that. But
I
my wife gets pulled over quite often. Is my
One thing I
point.
did want to ask everybody, aren't you anti-fascist?
Oh, I am definitely anti-fascist.
Because as far as I remember, in World War II, our army, our military was anti-fascist. Now, if you're not anti-fascist, you're for authoritarianism or whatever that comes with it. And I
Welcome
don't
back,
think
Richard.
any of you are for that. So you're anti-fascist. You're Antifa. That's what it stands for.
So, you know,
You don't have to be you don't have to agree with their movement, but you're anti-fascist.
I was doing a little bit of research today, and you know, I just it's got me boggled on how he's going to go into Chicago and take over the Chicago police. It's not like there's a home rule there, right?
I didn't hear that properly.
I said, how is he going to a city like Chicago and take over the Chicago police like he did with the DC police? Where is the home rule? There is none. There's no that's their police department, Chicago's police department. He has no control over these people, and yet he's saying he wants to go in and take these people over.
He's the president of the United States, and the Supreme Court gave him immunity. So he will do whatever the fuck he pleases. That's just being fucking straight up.
Right.
And there is nothing we can do about it neither.
The only people that can stop this is the politicians in Congress.
That will be too late.
And Republicans have the majority right now. So they're staying silent when there's constitutional amendments being violated.
It's just like one of the senators, I think it was Lindsey Graham, turned around and he wants to pass an amendment so Trump can stay in office.
Oh my God.
Well, he said that. They said that before.
I know.
When they say something, you better fucking believe them.
You know, and I'm going, how long in office? And it's for an undetermined
Till he
amount of
dies.
time.
Until he dies and his son will take over, just like Russia, just like China, just like fucking North Korea. The next in line takes over.
Oh, we got more people there.
Hey,
And
Rebecca.
I may be wrong about some of the stuff, but that's exactly what fascist and authoritarianism people
Welcome,
do.
Rebecca, to the stream.
I'll shut up so you guys can talk.
Now, here in Canada, we had Justin Trudeau for a while, and we really wanted to get rid of him so bad. And then what did we go to? We went right back to liberal again.
Yeah, we went for a fucking British dude that wasn't even living in Canada. British dude took over.
Now, Pierre, he might have been a little rough, but I think he would have done something good, you know.
Yo, just bring Harper back. Stephen
Harper, what about Chrétien even? He was a good liberal, I guess.
Well,
Uh-oh.
Jean,
I'll be back in a sec.
I hate to say it.
Canadians are the only ones who get the reference to Chrétien, right?
Well, some of y'all know how I feel about the homeless thing because I did a video on it a week ago on my other channel. And my opinion is this. There's many homeless people out there who don't deserve to be treated as criminals because they become homeless. They became homeless because, like me, they might be in a situation where they're disabled the rent's going up so much that people who are disabled are being maxed out of being able to pay for rent. By the time they know it, they're ending up on the street. Do they deserve to be treated like criminals? I don't think so.
No.
I think things need to be fixed so that people can get that fair shake. Like here in North Carolina, if I wanted to go apply for HUD is a 5-year waiting list and it's closed. Okay? So it's closed and there's 500 families that are on it. For somebody like me who's disabled, I can't even go get help. So I look around and I'm looking at everybody else and I'm going, if they're struggling, I'm struggling too. You know?
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know how to help other people. All I can do is be a voice. That's it. And it's bothering me because ever since he said, we're going to treat the homeless like criminals, I'm sitting here and it's not just that. You ever follow any of those van life YouTube channels? There's people that live in their vans and they live an alternate lifestyle. Now they're going to be treated as criminals? Because why? Because they don't want to live the same life that everybody else does? That's, that to me, it just baffles me. What are they going to do? Say they have a mental illness and lock them up in an institution?
The gentleman above you, Rebecca, was living on the road.
You know what? I applaud that. Anybody that can get out there and live the kind of life that they want to, they're in my books. Because,
what about houseboats? Are we going to go after houseboats next?
I don't see a law that says you have to live in a house.
Look at that famous guy. He has a Facebook and some other thing. They call him Three Mules. Look at what they do to him, and he's wandering around California with his mules, seeing all of his friends.
Good for him. You know what?
They mess with him every night.
They're going to look at people. They're looking at people and they're saying, "Oh, they look homeless. Let's harass them." You know what? Dad saw a perfect video of somebody who came out of his house in his pajamas or whatever, hadn't taken a shower yet, and went to take his dog for a walk. And guess what? A neighbor called the police on him because they thought he was homeless.
All right. Hey, guys, I have the plant man here. I got to go do IRL in real life. Thank you for letting me up, Z. Good to see you, Motor. Good to see you, Steve. Nice to see you, Richard. Hi, Rebecca. Nice to see you, Rebecca. Clockwork Rex. James, Ottawa. Charles. All right. Talk to you guys all later. Thanks for letting me up, Z. And
go eat your dead cat, man.
It's not dead cat. Tonight's burrito night. We're going to go eat beans.
Have a good night, bro.
Have
fun. Go then.
The more you fart, the more you fart, the more you poop.
Are you back, Clockwork? Can we hear you?
No free songs for Clockwork. Watch out.
That's right, damn it. You can't have a song, Clockwork. You won't talk to us.
Yeah, they consider all of us homeless, that are travelers. If you're a traveler nowadays, and you're Winnebago, and you ain't got one of these new, 2025, foot. I don't know. I don't even want to talk about it. But long story short, if you ain't got the rich man's vehicle and you're out traveling the road, you're homeless. Because a lot of people are living in their cars now. That's the only choice a lot of people have. And I know about it because I've built out people's vans to make them more comfortable in in their lifestyle, because it's bad. It's getting worse.
And I'm thinking about should they be labeled as felons? Because that's what he wants to label them as.
No, they shouldn't, but yeah, exactly.
The rest of their life?
Yeah.
No, you can't.
That's one of the things. Go ahead, Z. You haven't talked.
Well, there is one thing I wanted to bring up. In January 18th, 2021, they made the 2,000 National Guard soldiers were sworn in as special deputy U.S. Marshals by the U.S. Marshals Service. They have plans on doing this again, where the National Guard will be sworn in as special deputy U.S. Marshals, and they have all the powers of a U.S. Marshal.
So they'll get power of immunity.
Well, you know what I was thinking about when I was thinking about all of this is people's hearts are hardened so much they don't think about other people anymore.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
it's even
I
in
agree.
the Bible, it's in end times. I mean, if you believe in the Bible, then you see it right there.
Yeah.
Men's hearts will wax cold. And it's happening, and we're watching it happen.
I just wanted to see what was next for their plans. Like, I know they already went after all the mini homes. Now, are they going to go after houseboats next and people that live like, well, I don't know. What are they going to do next? What's next?
You know what?
There's no limit. That's the
You know
thing.
what I've heard? They don't even want you to allow somebody to put a tent on your own property. Because guess what? They'll get you for committing a crime.
Oh, yeah.
If you're a van dweller right now, or you live in your car, you're in a panic.
Yep, you're right. I've been
You're
watching
in a
some of
panic.
these my channels, and they're all talking about it.
Yeah.
They're all
I was just
talking about
thinking,
where
when I
they
get arrested,
live. Can they band together? Do they have a voice?
like,
What
when I get
happens
arrested
to
for
freedom? There's the right to life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, and it's all being yanked.
I used to do security. I'm just thinking I was there at the gate overnight, many a times, sitting there in my car, probably asleep half the time. I had an alarm set to check every hour or so. The cops could have come and got me and said I was homeless, and I was working, right?
That's crazy.
That is correct, Richard.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is correct. If you and all they had to say is, "What's your address?" and you say it accidentally wrong, then what's on your ID? Oh man, you're in trouble, bro.
Well, I'll tell you what, Brokefishing sent me a video today that I was watching of a, I guess he's Arab or whatever, from another country, right? He was sending me that video. This guy was arrested because he had a thing of cologne in his car that said the words on it that would link to cannabis, right? But it wasn't, okay? They arrested him. We're going to give him 6 months in jail before they could even find out whether he was innocent or guilty. Okay, now can no longer get into the country for the next 3 years to get his citizenship, even though he was here legally. Okay, because police turned him over to ICE. Now he's suing. But I was watching that video, and I was like, this stuff is just getting out there.
Train. It's a crazy train. Welcome aboard.
No,
There was a video,
I just
though,
wanted to
right
show
there.
this right here, and this is in black and white, and you can go to the U.S. Marshal Service and look this up. Also, members of the U.S. Marshal Service, including Chief Deputy U.S. Marshal Lamont Ruffin and Supervisor Derek Haywood, both from the D.C. District Court, swore in 2,000 National Guard soldiers and 2,300 law enforcement officers as Special Deputy U.S. Marshal, according to the U.S. Marshal Service Flickr account.
Now, that was in 2021. Does it say anywhere that they were going to add more?
I heard rumors about it that they were going to,
Because 2,000 is not many.
but you're giving them U.S. Marshal powers. You're giving them arrest powers now.
I would agree with Z on this one, bro, because when you get a power like that, like if you're a National Guard, you adopt whatever that power is, and it could be I don't know, many things.
Yeah, I don't know how many states it is, but it's probably around the 45 number that they have. Police officers have immunity, so they will get immunity.
Yeah, there is a lot of that immunity.
I would imagine the National Guard, which is, yes, part of the military, but, that's the internal military. Our internal protector is the National Guard. And
what are you talking about, Z? I don't want to interrupt you, but I want to help correct you on that one.
So the National Guard is for internal, right? Internal.
That's correct. Inside the United States for mergers.
Right.
That's
That
correct.
is our army for internal in the
That's
United
correct.
States. Now, if you swear these guys in as U.S. Marshals, Special Deputy U.S. Marshals,
That's
that
right. And
gives
get my
them
gun.
arrest powers, does it not?
It does. And if you give my gun, remember, not every soldier knows how to shoot. I hate to tell y'all, but it's not like that. I mean, every soldier is taught to shoot when they first go in.
And they're not taught to de-escalate.
Not well. I'm not.
My
I'm just
question
saying.
is it part of the Posse Comitatus Act? Does the National Guard, because it's the internal of the United States, does the Posse Comitatus Act work with the National Guard being deployed? Is my question.
Well,
I'm sorry,
Army vet?
Nice to have you, Army vet. Scott, sorry, you guys.
Hey, Army vet.
Hey, Army vet, sir.
Yes, please speak, Army vet. Don't tell me his audio is fucked up too.
Yeah, I'm mute, man. Let me turn you up a little bit.
Hey, he's probably eating a weed gummy. Give him a second. He's probably.
Go to your set. Go to your audio settings.
Hey, man.
But you know what Posse Comitatus is, don't you?
I'm not educated on it. No. I've heard it many a times, but I'm not.
Hello.
Army vet, can you
Hello?
hear us?
Type in the private chat, Army vet, if you can't hear us, or you can't talk.
Is
That
your mouth
sounds-
full? Gosh, damn it.
Sorry, guys, I'm not in mountain. I muted my muted my mic because of the fact that my speaker is playing on the background.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Thank you. Unmute it whenever you need to.
I'm not gonna say that he said all this stuff, but we know how he's doing things right now, and he's bypassing Congress. He wants to delete parts of the Constitution. This man is gonna bypass everything, even if they tell him no. It seems like.
So it says the Posse Comitatus Act is a U.S. federal law passed in 1878, USC 1385, that limits the federal government's ability to use the U.S. Army or Air Force for domestic law enforcement. Federal military forces, Army and Air Force, cannot directly enforce civilian laws inside the United States unless explicitly authorized by the Constitution or an act of Congress. By default, it applies to the Army and Air Force. Navy and Marine Corps are also restricted by the Department of Defense policy, and Space Force follows Air Force rules. The Coast Guard is exempt because it operates under the Department of Homeland Security or the Navy during wartime. It has separate law enforcement authorities. What's banned? Activities like making arrests, conducting searches, seizing evidence, or direct involvement in civilian law enforcement are prohibited without specific legal authorization.
Of
So
Congress.
the National Guard under state control can perform law enforcement duties when commanded by a governor.
No, we can't hear you. I'm sorry.
By a governor. I'm sorry, sir.
Oh, they can.
The Insurrection Act allows the president to deploy troops domestically in cases of rebellion, civil disorder, or when state authorities cannot maintain order.
Somebody's ringing. Mute your mic. Go ahead, Z.
And it's even stating in here that Trump has sidestepped the Posse Comitatus Act because if he swears these National Guard in, the special troops that he's training, they will have arrest powers, and they will be permanent, special U.S. Marshal deputies.
I watched a video. I watched a video on Midas Touch, or it's Legal AF today, and they had the Maryland governor on there, and he said he will not let Trump bring his troops in, and I don't know how he's going to stop him,
Right.
because Trump thinks he can do whatever the fuck he wants. The one thing I was going to go ahead, Z.
Oh no, I just want to hear something with everybody. That's all.
Please do.
I'm bringing it up on screen right now. So if you look at this, I don't know how well you can see it. Trump planning new military unit to rapidly crush civil unrest.
No more protest.
The Trump administration is reportedly weighing plans to establish a domestic civil disturbance force with hundreds of National Guard troops to deal with protests and unrest. Internal Pentagon documents reportedly outline a proposal for 600 troops stationed across military bases in Alabama and Arizona, ready to go at a moment's notice. And this, and you know, this is coming after he made the extraordinary move to deploy hundreds of National Guard troops to Washington, D.C. to tackle crime in the Capitol. Now, he is setting up his own domestic civil disturbance force with hundreds of National Guard troops to deal with protest and unrest. With 600 troops on standby 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Which the right to protest is protected under the Constitution. But he's enforcing the military to basically do whatever the fuck they want. And I'm talking shoot their guns.
Well, did you hear what he said yesterday? He said yesterday at a press conference, our officers and our soldiers stand up there while people are yelling at them and protesting and stuff. And you can see that the cops want to go on these people, but they're told to hold the line. He says, no more. It's called hands on. If you yell or spit at an officer, they're going to go hands on and you will be dealt with brutal force. That is his exact words. Watch it from yesterday's press conference.
Well,
Yeah, I heard that too.
You know, the one thing that I just thought of, and I like we're talking. Broke mentioned like the and I've heard many of the others people say they're totally 100% against like the Seattle incident, that the citizens took over their own area and said, you're not going to police here, we're going to do it. And in a way, I think that's the right of the people. If they feel that the police are being brutal and doing things, we should have the right to stand up and say, we're not going to take it. And I hear that, what I just said, from Second Amendmenters throughout my lifetime, that when they feel there's a tyrannical government, they will enforce the Second Amendment or do what they can. And I don't see nobody doing that.
Oh no, they're going to get squashed like bugs anyways.
Right.
But if it's fucking 100 million people protesting, what are you going to start killing people?
Well,
he doesn't care though.
I was going to say that could be.
All of it.
And the
then this isn't America anymore.
No, it's not.
The reason why he has a hard on for the homeless is they were by his fucking golf course. He said that they were by his golf course, and they look like he was making his golf course look like a slum, and that is why he has a hard on for the homeless.
Oh, yeah. And that's what you always heard on the news. People kept saying it's an eyesore. Do you think those people want to be on the street?
See, that right there is totally wrong. He's thinking about the value of his properties, the financial value. President's not supposed to fucking even be profiting off of anything while he's in office. Jimmy Carter sold his fucking peanut farm. You know, this motherfucker won't give up nothing.
Well, the last I knew was about 80 years ago, Iceland kicked out the government. They banned all handguns in Iceland. You're allowed to have a rifle for hunting. And back in, oh God, I think it was 2000 something, somebody actually shot somebody, and it took Iceland and almost turned it on its head. The police aren't even allowed to have guns.
Wow. Army
The
vet says
handguns.
think he got it working.
Yeah, I was waiting for him to come back up so I can put him back up in here.
You want to hear something absolutely crazy?
Please.
There's a guy on YouTube. I'm not going to mention names, but he's a YouTuber, and he mentions things about Australia sometimes. In Melbourne, they have had a problem with youngsters and machetes and knives and stuff. So they have decided to go and put these bins in to put these machetes and knives and stuff, and they're completely banned there now. But they have paid $13 million at a cost of $300,000 a piece to put these bins in.
What do these bins do? What are you talking, like a fucking garbage can? What are you talking about, a bin?
Like those ones they hold the clothes for Goodwill and stuff like that.
Oh, so they want people to voluntarily turn them in.
They want people to volunteer and go put their knives in. They're against the law now, so if you get caught with it, you'll do prison time or whatever, jail time, or get a fine. And in Australia, that's quite a thing over there, right? They lose points on their identity and everything, right? It's kind of weird.
So dinner knives aren't a weapon.
Yeah.
So
Australia's they lose points on their identity. What the hell does that mean?
I don't know. I don't. It's weird
They're
over there.
going to start doing points here in the United States too. Think about that one.
$300,000 per bin, though. $13 million to get these bins put in.
He's working.
It's working. I hear you. I hear you. Good. Thank you.
God, I don't
So
many
computers. And now they're going to get all the knives out of Australia, so they won't be able to defend themselves with anything anymore. Like the people that need to defend themselves will not be able to defend themselves.
What next? Baseball bats?
I am taking points away from your identity, Steve.
Since he hasn't been up here and he's been trying his damnedest.
Yeah, let's let him talk, please.
Go ahead, Army vet.
I had so many arguments about damn Washington, but I couldn't get up here, so I threw my computers against the wall, so I have no fucking idea anymore. I'm so pissed off at this.
But give
what's
us
your opinion. I want to hear your insight
on anything.
If I know the government, which if you're old school American, just think CIA op. United States always want America to focus on something other than them. Homeless, immigration, Black Lives Matter, MAGA, people you are in a CIA op. Just like if you was over in Mexico or you was over in Russia, this is the first time you're seeing the government using drones. This is the first time you're seeing the government using media. But think about who's hurting in 2025. Single mothers, young and old men between 18 and 60 are at the highest rate of suicide rates that this country has ever seen. Women on the age of 35 and above are experiencing the worst depression of their lives. And then at the end of the day, our children are being hurt. Yeah, I think they're distracting our people, but we don't have any politicians to stand up to. But us as a country, we know. We can look outside. We know what this world is doing to us. but it's our children that they're really fucking up. That's all I got to say. Because I can go on a tangent like y'all, but I know I know how the government does its. If the government gave a fuck about children in this country, immigration wouldn't be this bad. If they gave a fuck about the American population, the homeless wouldn't be this bad. And if they gave a fuck about the military, the damn veteran suicide rates wouldn't be this bad.
I
So
agree.
I know what they're doing. And you ain't gonna fool me. Shaw, no, this is me. Shaw, no, you ain't fooling me.
Amen, man. I know what you're saying.
You ain't fooling me. They are trying to pit Americans against Americans. Like
they've been doing that for decades.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah, they're ripping families apart too.
Oh yeah.
Now they're starting to do that.
Mm-hmm.
No, some of
If
the
you're
stuff that they
if you're
teach
cut off
kids
from
in
everybody, it works in their favor. Think about it.
school, it goes with a lot of the stuff that they teach your kids in school, and then your kids tell you, "Well, you're wrong. My school told me this."
Right.
And it's like you're trying to explain to your kids that they've rewritten the history for your children to make the parents look like they don't know what the heck they're talking about.
What history? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
You know.
Erase everything old.
Erased
Everything
it,
old is
rewrote it. Then they teach the children to disrespect the parents, and they start messing the families up. And before you know it, I mean, look at some of the stuff that's gone on. Like, I've got a daughter who's not going to move back home. I'm not going to mention her name, but she will always tell me, "Well, you're wrong and I'm right." And I started this thing thinking in my head, children stop respecting adults. They have no respect anymore. And I go link right back to the schools. What did the school teach my child?
Part of that, I kindly disagree. Like the school thing, our school system was set up to program kids to work and everything. That's why it was set on an 8-hour basis. It introduces them to communicating with society, to understanding another person. You know, if we don't put our kids in public schooling, then we're going to come antisocial. And if that's exactly what the government wants, like Army vet said, and I think somebody else said, that once we're separated and there's no more protest, one individual is not a mountain. You cannot change nothing with your fucking opinion, because you and I or anybody else on the panel or in the chat, our voice is fucking not worth a penny.
You're right. I agree with that.
Do y'all know we're the only naturalized country, America, that we cannot get from one end to the other country in less than, we have to take a flight.
Yeah,
exactly. But any other country from France, Germany, Russia, China, they can get from one end of their country to the other end of their country in an hour. The United States specifically made it difficult for us to reach one side of our country.
I'm not sure if that's in the Constitution, but I think it's for sure in the Bill of Rights, where you have the right to travel from sea to shining sea.
Yeah, but they just made it expensive.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they changed the law.
That they trying to make us all have a real ID, or you can't cross state lines. You heard about that, right? Here in North Carolina, they're enforcing the real ID. And if you don't have the real ID, then you can't cross across the state line because you have to have a real ID. And I don't have one. I have sat here and I put off and passed the deadline because guess what? My driver's license isn't expired yet.
Same here. Same here.
Where if you travel overseas like I do,
I think that's a violation of my freedoms.
They demand you to get the real ID.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, that's why I had to get it. It wasn't no. They getting rid of that passport. I don't know what the world is doing, but your ID will get you anywhere you need to be. But they made a lot of military and agents get a get that real ID like 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's nuts. I mean, they started coming out with it here about 10 years ago when I last went in for my ID, but I didn't have my birth certificate because my house had just been hit by a tornado. So I didn't have nothing. And when I went in there, I got my driver's license, and they told me, when you come back, you have to get a real ID. So when I go back in January, I'll be getting a real ID.
Think about it. When you go purchase anything that says 18 and they got to scan your ID.
Yes.
Yeah.
They know. That's what I'm saying. They know exactly where you at, where you getting, and all your information comes.
And if you don't have a real ID, you can't enter some federal buildings anymore.
Yes,
Right.
Courthouses too. I mean, it's airports.
I was going to say you can't fly. You can't fly to another state.
I wouldn't fly anyway. I hate airplanes.
But what I'm saying is the same federal ID that you think you can use to get overseas. When you purchase some alcohol, that same real ID will go right to the federal government. You see what I'm saying? Anything that you buy.
That's why I said we're going to come down with points here soon.
Yep.
Yeah, I watched some.
Get ready.
Good point, BP. Good point. She said, didn't they ask for papers back in the wartime?
Yep.
That was under War Act. There was totally different rules when our country is at war.
But our country's not at war right now, is it? Unless they're talking about the war on immigration.
The war on crime and immigration. Yes.
Trump said there's an invasion from Mexico. He enforced Act of 90 or whatever for the invasion. You know, he can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Not quite. There's a debate going on in Congress. I mean, in the Supreme Court right now about the 14th Amendment.
And do you think he really will care he doesn't care what the district court judge says?
That's why I said Supreme
the federal court judge says. He doesn't really care what the Supreme Court judge says.
But it's a different law that they're using against him this time, and it's difficult to say. But what is it called when you try to remove not a culture? What would it be called? Spanish, Hispanic. What would that be deemed in the world? Ethnic.
Ethnic cleansing.
They are almost comparing what he's doing right now to ethnic cleansing, because he's particularly going after one ethnic group.
Yeah.
That's why it's been becoming an issue in the Supreme Court. He is making laws. He is enforcing everything for one specific ethnic. And that's where it's getting a little dicey up there at the Supreme Court.
I say this with a wink, wink. Didn't they pass a law that you couldn't profile a police officer?
Yes. The 14th Amendment.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. It's the 14th Amendment. Then you add on what the Constitution says about, like, read the 14th Amendment, then you read what he's doing against immigration, and then you'll get what's going on. There you go. Thank you. Thank you. Whoever did that, thank you.
So he's going after homeless people too. Wouldn't that be another ethnic cleansing?
You see what I'm saying? It's defined as the attempt to get rid of, through deportation, displacement, unwanted ethnic group. And in the Supreme Court, they're looking at what he's doing, using ICE, using Homeland Security, and they're really looking at this because the same law is being used for Israel and Palestine. Same laws in the World Court.
I heard that this morning on Legal AF.
Law.
They were saying that Trump is following the Israel rule.
I'm going on mute. There you go. I did my job today.
So we're going to take a little break from this discussion. I'm going to play a song, and then we'll be right back. Is that all right with everybody?
Sure.
Yep.
All right. Here we go. And this song is kind of appropriate.
Yeah, it is.
Are you coming to the tree where they strung up the man they say murdered 3? Strange things that happen here, no stranger would it be if we met at midnight in the hanging tree. Oh. Are you where the stars lose their light and shadows start to fall. Whispers in the branches, secrets buried deep. Follow me through silence to the hanging tree. Yeah. Are you coming to the tree where the dead man called out for his love to flee? Fear wraps around you when fate calls silently. If you dare, we'll meet there by the hanging tree. Oh yeah. Are you ready for the call where the stars lose their light and shadows start to fall? Whispers in the branches, secrets buried deep. Follow me through silence to the hanging tree. Yeah. Are you coming to the tree where the dead man called out for his love to flee? Fear wraps around you but fate calls silently. If you dare, we'll meet there by the hanging tree. Oh yeah. Are you feeling the inside where the roots drink the blood of those who came to die? The leaves hold their sorrow, the bark keeps their grief. Still they grow together around the hanging tree. Hey, are you coming to the tree where the dead man called out for his love to flee? The past is behind us, but we'll break free if we meet by moonlight in the hanging tree. Yeah, yeah. Blood in the roots, pain in the leaves. Lives they have taken, but hope still believes. Shadows are watching, but they cannot see the fire that burns beneath the hanging tree. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Are you coming to the tree where the dead man called out for his love to flee? Fear wraps around you, but fate calls silently. If you dare, we'll meet there by the hanging tree. Oh, yeah. Are you hearing the ghost sing of a love long lost, of the winter sting? The cold steals the breath, but the heart still beats as we walk together neath the hanging tree. Are you ready to be free where the blood on our hands will wash in the sea? We've run for so long, now it's time to see if you'll stand beside me at the hanging tree. Are you coming to the tree where the dead and the living shed a final plea? Yeah, man, would you flee from the hanging tree? Oh,
A little musical interlude.
Yes, thank you.
I want to swing back to the homeless conversation.
Okay.
I mean, some of you would know better than me, and I'd like. Hopefully, I articulate this right. Being as the rule of law is, and all these things is, we the people have the power to tell the government what to do. And as an American citizen, and a lot of us like to think of ourselves as patriots because we respect the freedom of everybody. Isn't it our obligation to stand up for the ones that have no voice?
Yes.
Like the homeless?
Very much so.
Yeah.
Of course.
Every one of us. It is our obligation. I don't give a fuck if
It's
you're
our
left,
duty.
right, or center.
You know,
And I mean, also,
when I worked for Cumberland County Sheriff's Department, I took an oath to the Constitution. Okay? And that was to protect everybody. And that was to uphold the Constitution of the United States. It didn't say if, and, or but. Okay? And what I'm trying to get at here is, yes, we need to stand up for those who cannot stand up for themselves.
and he's making it a rule that he's bringing in National Guards and that, and making it a rule you have no right to protest or we will squash it.
Yep.
So that nobody will stand up.
That's a threat
Mm-hmm.
to our right and our freedoms.
Because you know what? It's in the Constitution that we have a right to redress our grievances.
But the First Amendment's been fucking ripped apart. You cannot redress your government unless you pay to get the FIFA records. And even if you pay, they have the right to say and deny you and then take your fucking money. So
and redact it any way they want.
Redressing your government is gone.
Yep.
Now, National Guard protest is gone. You have 5 pieces of the First Amendment. Your right to speak freely and what you say, it is being pummeled. It's not broken, but there's certain things morally you shouldn't say.
Right.
But we have other people that say, I can say whatever the fuck I please, even if it includes the N-word or, grape or whatever. And I just don't see religion's the only one that hasn't been bothered, to be honest. I don't know what the other one is. It's rad.
It's coming. Don't worry, it's coming.
Yeah.
So when the First Amendment falls, other amendments will fall. And like Army Vet said, the 14th Amendment has already been being violated. And I said the first, the fourth, you could include the fifth, because you don't get habeas corpus now, so you can't.
Well, they use everything that you have that's an object to tell on you anyway, so you can't really keep your mouth shut, can you?
Yeah, they're violating the 10th Amendment, I think, violating the 14th Amendment, and probably a few others that I don't understand, or haven't really dove into lately. I mean, this is a national emergency.
Did you know that Social Security has just made it legal for them to go into your bank account whenever they want to? They just made that a new law.
They have that here.
Yeah,
That is just something that they just made a new ruling that Social Security can go in and look at your bank account at any time that they want to now. And
Well, I figured they did anyway.
That goes all the way up they usually only did it if they had reason to believe that you were doing something wrong or committing a crime.
Right.
However, now, if they look into your account, you have $400, you're in trouble.
You know,
see what they've done, though.
It's ridiculous.
You see what they've done. Like you're talking about the Social Security, and we're talking about homelessness.
Yep.
So they give you so many things to balance at one time that you start ignoring little things.
Things fall through.
Look this way, don't look that way.
Bringing up other subject is diverting the conversation up. That's
correct. That's correct, sir.
You know, I really right now my finances is not a question because we know we're all struggling.
Well, it has to do with the other thing about going back to homelessness. Okay.
Right.
Well, homeless people don't have bank accounts.
I know some that do.
Okay. Well.
Because now Social
Then
Security.
they're collecting a check and getting direct deposit.
Yep. They've already told everybody that if you get disability, they will no longer give you a check. You have to have a bank account.
So maybe I should correct myself and say they don't have a savings.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, so that's, homelessness is, like I say, I scramble back to that. I had one other thought in my head. If he gets the power or they allow him to ignore these things that we're saying that I'm saying that he's violating, and if he gets the power and the immunity to just do whatever the fuck he pleases, there's one place that comes to mind about homelessness: Slab City. Will the National Guard go into Slab City and fucking put them all in prison?
Oh my God. That's even a thought.
I have been there, Motor. Just so you know.
I'm just talking about coming in with bulldozers and plowing the whole place down and putting every one of them in an institution or a fucking prison. And Z
That
already
one on
said.
the Salton Sea?
What
What's that?
was that, Richard?
Is that the one on the Salton Sea?
Yes.
No, it's in California.
It's over there in
Yeah, okay,
California.
maybe it is. Maybe
Yeah,
is
it's in
it?
California.
Yeah. I've been to it. I went to some good music out there, but I get exactly what you're saying, Motor.
And
you know,
that
what
would
about
be
stopping festivals? Like big festivals, they used to have like Running Man, Burning Man.
Slab City is located in the Colorado Desert in southeastern California.
Yeah, I know.
They'll probably cancel Burning Man like forever and stuff like that. Have no festivals anymore, and all this stuff will be all regulated to the highest degrees. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all money. I'm going.
They'll force you to pay. Because all the government has to do at this time is say that there's a large gathering and there's unrest.
Right.
That's right.
And there will be another 10, 20, 30,000 people fucking beaten,
No more
arrested.
Woodstock.
Where are they sending them all to?
Well, he's going to start setting up. This is just, the way I'm looking at it, because they're going to have to set up fucking camps in every state.
Mm-hmm.
If he wants to go to every city, he's going to have somewhere local to put these people.
Right.
But they already just to put in just a little bit more out there in Arizona desert. They have been preparing for the nomadic community for many years, and they put up sewer pits for for using the bathroom. They put up garbage cans. They put up water outlets. There's absolutely not like a anything else, but they started playing. What is that?
I was just telling them to put you where I am, since you're talking. No, you don't have to go full screen. Just put it where I am.
I know. I hit the wrong thing.
Sorry.
They're trying to get it to where they're building tent cities out there in the desert.
Thank you.
And this is in Arizona. Just they call them LTVAs. If you haven't been out to the Arizona desert, they call them long-term visitors area.
Huh.
And they're going to push a lot of people into those LTVAs. They did already last year rather, and this year is going to be even more epidemic.
What's LTA stand for?
Long-term visitors area.
Well, see, these are not going to be LTAs because they're going to fence them in. And like Z said yesterday, they're going to force these people to work for corporations.
Yep, encampments. Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's slavery, brother. I thought we got away from all that shit.
No, we've been never stopped getting.
Fuck.
Well, we've had economic slavery for the last 50 years. Ever since they broke the tax down for corporations in 1980s, when Reagan did that, we've been going downhill and our deficit's been fucking jumping. And there's proof. Anybody can fucking visually see it. If you can't, then I think you need to get educated a little bit on the subject. And because I'm just a dumbass, and I know this.
And the U.S. to set up free speech zones too.
So that's like Russia, because Russia, you're only allowed to protest I'm not saying a permit, but they have certain places where that's the only place you can protest in Russia. I'm pretty sure. I'm not saying it's positive, but you can be arrested anywhere else for protest.
Right. He wants to set them up, like say, he's going to set up like these cages that the people who want to protest or free speech will be locked into these cages far away from other people. And they're not stifling their speech. They're just putting them in a cage so that they can't wander away and speak.
And nobody can hear them.
I was going to say, put them where you can't reach them. Yeah.
Big heavy curtains.
Isn't that illegal?
Sorry.
What'd you say?
Isn't that illegal?
Oh,
No,
You would think.
because
that was what you've been doing.
in the seat of power in the government can declare a public forum, a limited public forum, a limited forum, a non-public forum at the whim at any time.
But
DC.
that's through Congress.
No, that's through
Right?
executive action.
Oh. See, yeah, we're in deep doo-doo.
No, not really. Not really. Don't think of it like that. Think of it as a lot of people are informed. And panels like this is a way that you get informed. Because of a lot of this, that what he's doing, well, okay, let's be honest. Okay, let's go ahead and be honest. Our country has went right. And we all know this because we've been on YouTube. We have seen it. We have heard it. We know our country has went right.
Yes.
We also know in a year, midterms elections is coming up. One thing he's having trouble with is his base. Do you think going after Hispanics and the homeless will intensify his base to vote for the midterm elections? Yes. Mm-hmm. Now we're going to the 2004-28 elections. Don't you think this is just a preamble for when the power gets switched over from a Republican to Democrat or Democrat? Yeah. See what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Look at it as United States never do anything one time. If they do something, it's for fucking practice. You can best believe that.
Yeah, it's planned.
Exactly. But
Texas, they want to redistrict, and they pick up 5 Republican seats if they redistrict it, and 5 Democrats lose their seats. He wants to add the elections. The Republicans retain the seats in the House and the Senate.
Well, like everybody, you can use your what is it called? Your Google, whatever you look for information. This will help everybody out. In 2028, Texas will be blue. No doubt about it.
Not by the gerrymandering.
It will be blue no matter what they do. Just look at it. Just Google it yourself. Just during the 28 elections, is what percentage will Texas be Democrat for the first time ever? And they're going to tell you probably 80%. Why? Because of all of this that you're seeing, the only way you can defeat it, people, is by voting. And if you want to change the country around, the best thing you can do is get married. That's it.
Yeah, and then what I was saying earlier is the will of the people. That's what I didn't say.
But how do the will of the people show? Through voting.
Does your vote actually count though?
But that's what I'm saying. The minute that you say that, then they win.
I personally think protest is just as strong as voting.
You can protest all day, but the power of the vote means more than you shouting outside in line.
Oh, wait a minute. Can I ask you a question on voting?
Yes, sir.
There have been presidents who have lost the popular vote, and yet they're still president because of the Electoral College.
Gotcha.
So if our vote counts, why were they president if they did not gain the popular vote of the civilians in America?
Okay. I got 2 answers. I'm going to give you the first one is how I was raised, and the second one is politics. The first one, why do I vote? Because my ancestors died for me to have the opportunity to do it. Second reason, do I believe it? I have to believe it. Not I don't want to, or is it real, or I have to. Not because it's fake or this. If I don't vote, then I can't tell you to vote. I can't tell my daughter to vote. I can't tell her daughter to vote. And it has to start with me.
And if you don't vote, then you don't have a right to complain.
Exactly. That's what my grandmama told me. Yeah, exactly.
Well, but that wasn't my question. My question was, presidents have been elected that did not have the popular vote of the American people, but they were still elected president.
Because they won the Electoral College.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. If our vote counts, Why did they become president? Because the electoral college, right?
Yes.
That's still not the will of the people. The people
No.
did not vote them in.
The
Right.
people should change it.
So how does our vote count?
Well, with them changing everything with those two states, with California trying to change up everything, and with Texas changing everything, it's making me nervous for the next vote.
Yeah, California is a retaliation to Texas's.
Yep, and I heard that New York's going to try to do the same thing too.
Let's say in 2028, okay, Donnie decides to run again, and there's a Democrat, but Donnie does not get the popular vote, but the Democrat does. But yet the Electoral College elects Donnie. How is that our vote putting in the right person in office? Where, we voted for the Democrat guy, yet Donnie won the Electoral College. Where's our vote? Well, how does our vote count then? It doesn't.
True.
Good question.
They set the Electoral College up for like the states that have less of a voice, like North Dakota or South Dakota. I'm not sure which one. Only has like 600 to 700,000 people, and I mean they have two representatives, and I don't know how many in the House, but they have the same representative in Electoral College as another. I don't know which states, but states that have 3 times more population or whatever. And that's where you get where presidents become elected that don't win the popular vote. And because of gerrymandering, they change districts and they make them so the one side can't win.
Yep.
True.
And that's usually changed by the Congress of that state. And a lot of these states, even like my Michigan, like I've told you guys before, Republicans have owned the power of the purse for like 25 years out of 30. So the ones to blame is them, because they've had the Senate for, I don't know, maybe 22 times out of 30. So they've had the power to change rules, change laws, change districting, finance places where they want to finance. So now they can blame the blue cities because that's the only place where the poor are, truly. I mean, by majority. There's poor in rural areas and everything too. Don't get me wrong. I understand that. I'm not dumb. But the majority of the voice comes from metropolises. And those metropolises are losing their voice because of the redistricting, and the representation is going down because they district it and gerrymander it. So they put so many Democrats in a Republican district, and so they can't win. So they're taking away the voice of the people by moving the people around to new districts.
Mm-hmm.
So that brings me back to my question: does our vote count?
After a while, it won't.
No, after a while, yeah, it doesn't now. At that point,
It doesn't now.
This
It
isn't the
hasn't counted in years.
Well, this ain't the first time it doesn't happen. What you're talking about is the popular vote versus the people's voice. Winning the popular vote doesn't guarantee the presidency.
Right.
That's just do y'all understand? This done happened 5 times in our history. Gore lost, and Hillary Clinton lost. Same thing. And it isn't. You know what I'm saying? It isn't a certain pick. It's what Z said, the electoral. That's why most people go to them states that has the most electoral colleges rather than a Wyoming, these smaller states. But if it happened in 2000, I guarantee it's going to happen again.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
Guaranteed Donnie will still be in office in 2028.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't know, man.
No.
The way
I'm going to try to answer
Lindsey
your
Graham
question.
and the rest of them are talking, they want to make it for an undetermined amount of time.
Z, I want to try to answer your question. Does
Okay,
your
go
vote
ahead.
count? Does your vote count? I voted against the Liberals in Canada this time, and I tried to get the Conservatives in, and my vote didn't count, but I voted, but it didn't count.
I kind of disagree with that. And I don't I totally disagree with that. Because just because you think your vote would count, that just means one other person went against your vote and voted the other way. Your vote become nil if I voted Liberal.
Yeah.
So my vote becomes nil because of your vote.
But I'm still saying, you know, the elected president, usually, wouldn't you like to have the popular vote of the people, right? That's why people are voting.
That's the
people
voice
are
of the
voting
people.
for the president of the United States, and yet they lost the popular vote, and yet they became president. So how does our vote count?
That's where I think they need to, and this would have to be done by Congress. It's just like fucking any other competition where if there's electoral college wins one side and the vote wins on the other side, there has to be a rematch. You have to have unanimous decision.
Right.
Yep, I agree.
I always thought, you know, the people of the United States, whoever they voted for, is who should become president.
I thought that
Not
the
some
electoral college
college.
was supposed to go for the vote of the American people and not by what they wanted.
It's all by the Electoral College. And that is not the vote of the people. That is the vote of the representative of that state. But they're not voting in the people's voice. They're voting
Now-
in their voice.
Remember back in the day, Texas has, I think, I'm not for sure, I think either Texas had the most electoral, so winning Texas was a major thing. But since it's changing more Hispanic, they done lost that. So in order for the Republicans to win, you have to get Texas. You see what I'm saying?
And they have to redistrict.
Yep, Texas
And because
is so
Texas wants to
important.
redistrict.
Texas is so, if they do, it's over forever. Think about that's what this is about. They lose Texas, which everybody Google your AI and ask, will Texas turn blue? That's what they are totally afraid about because them are voters. And if Texas turned this way, New York is turned, California is about to turn, Florida is about to turn. So, and understand our country has went right. So this is more they're afraid. But we all know the country has went right. But in the next two elections, it's going back. The midterm elections will spark all this immigration and all the home. Everybody's going to vote. Then 2020. So I expect a lot of craziness to start happening. This is just the first part.
This is the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, I expect crazy.
There needs to be somebody that can't be pulled by the puppet masters, that has no agenda, that wants to straighten everything out for real with no bullshit.
Where do you find that at?
I don't know. Where is that? I don't know where it is.
You know, I'm looking at this world today and I'm wondering what it's really going to be like in 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, it's
I
going
don't
to be
want to
bad.
know.
It's going to be
Oh,
bad.
man, did you find something? I know that you were looking something up.
Yeah, I was looking up the Electoral College history. This is how did we get the Electoral College? The Founding Fathers established the Electoral College in the Constitution in part as a compromise between the election of the President of the United States by a vote in Congress and election of the President by popular vote of qualified citizens. However, the term Electoral College does not appear in the Constitution. Article 2 of the Constitution and the 12th Amendment refer to electorals or electors, but not the Electoral College. Since the Electoral College process is part of the original design of the U.S. Constitution, it would be necessary to pass a constitutional amendment to change this system. The ratification of the 12th Amendment and the expansion of voting rights and the state's use of popular vote to determine who will be appointed as electors have each substantially changed the process. Many different proposals to alter the presidential election process have been offered over the years, such as direct national-wide election by eligible voters, but none has been passed by Congress and sent to the states for ratification of or as a constitutional amendment. Under the most common method for amending the Constitution, and an amendment must be proposed by 2/3 of majority of both Congress and ratified by 3/4 of states. So that means 75% of the states have to say, we want to change the Electoral College to popular vote. And you're never going to get, you'll get blue states majority, but you're never going to even get half of red states to join.
If I can make a point real quick to Army Vet's point where he said, and he was correct, where, it's all, the pendulum swings back. We're going to be going from Democrat to Republican, from Democrat to Republican. That's the way the system has been built. But I'm kind of wondering, Army Vet, and also you, Mo, what you think about the fact that this time we're going into a situation where the next election, okay, I'm talking about this coming election, we're only 6 months into this current president's Tour de France, let's say that, okay? And my thought is, at the end of 4 years, are we going to have the same votership to swing it back?
Yeah, probably not.
That was my question. I don't know if I said that right, but I think I tried.
Yes,
well, that. Go ahead, Jeremy.
I think this is going to be 2028 is going to be different than you ever seen before. This is going to be the first time it's not a Bush, a Clinton, or Obama, or Trump, or Biden. This is going. So this means MAGA. That MAGA part that voted Trump in is searching and is mad. That's why you see all of this happening. So if they don't show up, and they will show up because this country has went right fast. And it isn't, will it go back? No, this is how our society is. This is our young population raging out. Our young white males saying this isn't the country that, because they're not seeing the outcome. And they will vote to change. The question for the Democrats and single mothers and African Americans or Spanish is, will they go up and vote? But the problem is, the reason you're seeing a lot of military is because we know there will be violence either during midterm or this new. You guarantee it, because our country has went right. I know y'all see it.
Oh, I've been bowing. I mean, everybody wants to call me a liberal, and but I've been fucking bending backwards for people that call themselves conservatives. I've been bending my backwards to talk to them, to negotiate, to speak openly. But all I get is commie this, you're un-American, you're not patriotic, blah, 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 blah. So I can't have this kind of conversation that we're having with somebody on the other side. So I feel like my voice, I don't give a fuck about my vote. My voice to you guys, whoever's opposing me, doesn't matter because it falls upon deaf ears.
Motor, I've been, me and you've had our shares, so I know, where I stand on things, for the most part. But you seem to taught me and shown other people too, and that's what it's about, is sharing these kinds of conversations with the rest of the world, bro, in my mind.
And I'll have you know, I voted for Reagan.
Well, I have you know, I ain't voted in a long time, bro.
So I'm not a lefty, you know.
You know who I heard
No.
was going to try to run?
Oh,
And I don't know if this is actually going to happen, but if it does, it could happen, and he could run against Trump. Corey Feldman.
Oh my God.
What the fuck is going on?
Corey Feldman said he will run when the time is right. He
Will
will
he be
run.
wearing? Will he be wearing his glove? Just
I
ask
don't
him.
know, but he said he will run when the time is right. He will run for president.
Jeez. Oh my God.
if Fetterman will run where he wears his shorts everywhere he goes and talks to people, I might vote for him.
I am waiting for this to happen.
I'll tell you one thing: the Democratic Party will not accept his. That he'll have to run as a Green Party or something else.
Something.
You talking about Fetterman, Motor?
Huh?
Feldman.
Are you talking about
Corey
Fetterman?
Feldman.
No, I'm
No,
talking
I'm talking
about Corey fucking whatever his name is.
Feldman.
Yeah.
But what about Fetterman, Motor? What about Fetterman?
I don't know much about him, but I don't care for him. I mean,
You don't like him?
I'm not saying he's a bad politician, but he's not my cup of tea.
I can tell y'all who the Democratic are. You know, I'm linked in with the Democratic and the Republican. I can tell y'all who the Democrat is going to push to be president and vice president right now. Like I already know. It's just they have to make a decision on who's going to be president and vice president. They don't know now because President Obama is supporting AOC, and the ticket will be AOC and Kamala Harris. Obama wanted AOC to be the Democratic, and Kamala Harris want to run for president, so that's their issue. That's the 2028 ticket right there. On the Republican Party, it might end up being the MAGA wants somebody in the lines of who's the Secretary of Defense. They're trying to
The Fox News.
They want
the Fox News host.
They want him and whatchamacallit to be the ticket. But the Intel lady, a lot of this is about who's running for vice president. Vance will be the elected for the president of the United States on the Republican Party. But the
If
fear
they don't
is
allow Trump to.
now the fear is, and if you're a politician, Vance got to go against Cruz and these long-term politicians that will smoke him on a panel.
Right.
And that's their fear. Like, they can promote him, you still got to put him on with Chris Christie, and they don't think he's too young to go against these old heads. So that's what's going on in the Republican Party. But yeah, this
I
is
have
obvious.
another question for you.
This is
I have a
obvious.
question.
Go for it.
So my question is, I'm bringing it up now. This is my question. Trump posted a fake video of Obama getting arrested on Truth Social from his account.
Now, what does that tell you? Like, to me, that means something else than what regular Americans look at, because I know people that used to do this, and what this is what Russia did, and it's going to be revisited during the midterm election, and it will be revisited during the 2028 election. Do y'all remember deep fakes back in the day and how YouTube said that is a copyright strike? And now, since Trump is doing it, it is legal now. Now you will be seeing deep fakes now on YouTube. This is a sign of technology change. A year ago, it was illegal to do this. On any social media platform, you will get an automatic copyright strike, and most content creators know this. Now it's illegal to fake anything. You can say Obama and Hillary Clinton had and you remember YouTube would fucking take it out. Obama is not him. Trump is telling all of his associates, hey, start doing your deep fakes. Start doing your fake news right now. This is just a whistle. Like, if you don't think they're doing deep fakes and you're off and start seeing crazy news about homeless and this is part of the CIA strategy. I'm gonna make you look here, but that message ain't for you to argue. It's for his associates to start doing better content. Remember who he's talking to. He's not talking to you. He's talking to them.
So I got a question for you, Army Vet. So would you say that is the Democrats and Republicans are colluding, or do you think this is like a corporation takeover?
Colluding? No. In are they the same? Yes. What is that quote? And I'm sure y'all know about power corrupt, something about power corrupt.
No, you get
it's something about that power corrupt, more something. This, that, I want power. And I want to change the Supreme Court.
Power corrupts and absolute
power.
Absolutely.
There you go. Because remember, this is the first time in living history, people, that you have seen the advancement of technology. We have AI and we have drones that can detect anybody anywhere on this planet using either Elon Musk's lower satellites or even the most defensive watch clock in the world, which is the Amazon Ring camera that's all over the world. There's no place you can hide. That means if you are against the government, they will tap into you. There is nowhere to hide. So the person that has the most power is the person that controls how to find what you are watching, who you are watching, and what you are thinking. And in AI and technology, whatever in your search bar will tell me more about you than what comes out of your damn mouth. Your search bar reveals all your secrets.
Yep. And the government fucking can look that up and see what the hell you've been thinking about.
Now you see the core.
Yeah. And the reason why I asked if Republicans and Democrats were colluding, because ever since the Homeland Security Act was passed, I don't know exactly the name of it, was it 2001, 2002, 3? Ever since then, every president, they have the right to make executive orders. And if the other president after them doesn't get rid of that order and it stays for another 4 years, that order becomes law. And Congress has to vote against that law. And that takes 2/3 or 3/4 of states to overturn that law and amend it.
Okay, I got a question for all of y'all. I want to drop that. I got this question for y'all. Do y'all really think Trump is powerful? This is just a yes or no. Y'all really think he's that powerful?
I think yes.
Okay, if you think that man is that powerful, explain how 2 bullets almost took his head off.
That was a fake, I think.
Not
with the tip on his ear.
And I'm not a conspiracy theorist on spreading bullshit.
But think about what I just said. If you think he's that powerful with the military that we have, because there are everybody think it's fake, but when I give you information, you can just look it up. The FBI and the military, you can look this up. Right there, they just released this a month ago. They had 7 days warning he was going to shoot Trump in the head. They knew this for 7 days. No, look it up for yourself. Don't believe me. It just got released, so they knew 7 days. Guess who didn't know? Everybody on Trump's Secret Service staff, and he did. So if it was fake, and we did have the information that this was going to happen, and he didn't get it, that's all I'm saying. Just look it up for yourself.
I've been saying since he took power the first time, I said he is the oligarchy's little Richie Rich experiment to see how far they can push the boundaries and do these other things like take away rights and things. And so far, those visions or thoughts are happening, because I don't think he has the power like you're saying he does, if, or maybe not. I don't think he really had there. He's doing the bidding of others.
Yeah, there's something above him.
And when I said the collusion thing, is ever since that Homeland Security Act was passed, these executive orders get passed. And I think every president is implementing certain electoral rules that are changing the Constitution, and not really changing the Constitution, just adding articles to amendments so they can violate certain rights.
Hey, Derek, I'm jumping down now. I gotta go to sleep.
Me too, guys. Oh, I'm about ready to end the stream anyways. But don't leave anybody yet. I always give everybody their voice, right? So I'm going to start with Rebecca first. You have the floor because I'm getting ready to end the stream myself anyways. So you have the floor, Rebecca.
Well, I took my meds, so I'm not good at talking right now. But just everything that's going on around the world right now and here in our country, you got to be looking to see what's actually being hidden.
Thank you. And thank you for coming on the panel. I really appreciate that.
You're very welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for having me here.
All right, Army, bet you're up, man.
Love all y'all. Char, thank you. Z, you the bomb. Steve, love it. Motor, love it. Oh, Shouty just left. Love you. Hey, y'all. All I'm going to say is don't be afraid to go to these places and have that conversation with these idiots. Just don't be like me and Z. We don't care what you're going to say anyway. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you, Army Vet, for coming
Thank you,
up.
Army
I
Vet.
really
No
appreciate you. And Steve, you are next, my friend.
Oh my gosh, I would say before you judge somebody, walk them out in their shoes. That's it.
Oh, it was a hell of a fucking speech. Thank you, Steve. What the hell, man?
Thank you, Steve.
Ron, you're up next. And thank you, Steve, for coming up here on the stream. I really appreciate it. And I want you to hang out more and more and more.
Please.
So, Ron, you're up next.
This division thing has to stop. I understand that none of us are ever going to agree on everything. We're going to oppose each other and bump heads. But the one thing is, and I'll even reference the Bible, and I'm an agnostic atheist, but doesn't it say love thy enemy as, you would your neighbor or whatever it says? But that's the Bible. I think it's like a moral fucking, instruction booklet or whatever. It's not, I think it's bullshit. But anyways, instead of looking at somebody and thinking, just because they're different or they're not doing the right things, they're doing things to survive, just like any of us. Most of us work. Some people supplement their incomes. They sell drugs and they do other things, but it's usually the younger people. Now, that's because older people that are getting rich are using the younger people to sell these drugs amongst our family and friends. We have to come together. Like January 6th, I totally oppose what happened and everything. I think it was a fucking a sore open up to our country. I would have agreed with conservatives if they would have came to me and said, hey, what do you think about this? I know you don't care, you don't think that they should be able to have the power to do this and the power to do that. If we would have came together and stormed that place together and met on equal ground, I would have been all for it. But it was one-sided that was invading that Capitol building. So I've strongly opposed that bullshit. We need to be kind to one another. I don't care if you disagree with certain things. You have to agree to disagree and to bend a little bit. Just be kind to one another. Try to respect another person's point of view if they're trying to have a civil conversation, and speaking reality and speaking logically. I don't want to hear this bullshit. Fucking Hillary's fucking selling kids out of pizza parlors. Another thing I was going to say, I don't know what other I could say on the right because I don't pay attention to some of the bullshit. But what was I going to say? Somebody mentioned about the deep fakes. Army vet was saying about Obama being arrested. Or, I don't know. Somebody was saying that. This is what I was thinking, because he's been saying that he's going to run for re-election. And now they're saying that he just won't leave.
Right.
But if he runs up against somebody, in all reality, Obama has the right to run again. Because he's going to go for the third 3-term thing that was back in the 50s. What's his name? Served 4 terms. And he's going to preach that he has the right to do that. So we may have him running again. And I sure in the hell hope that enough conservatives will see the light, that we're having a military takeover. This is not the United States no more. And we have to come together, or else I don't care what you say. I think Democrats and Republicans in the House, in the Senate, are colluding. I've said it before. This year, we own the House, we own this, we own that. We're going to pass, or we're going to put in electoral votes for some, executive orders. Our president and your president ignores certain things, and we're going to pass certain bills. And then when you come up and you're running the opposite side, you get to do a couple things too. And when they're doing these things, they're passing like Voting Rights Act, taking away women's rights, going against immigrants. These little things are passing under the table, and they're bypassing us, and we're not paying attention to that. And that's why I brought up the fact that, or the statement I made of, isn't it our obligation to stand up for the people that have no voice? And we have to stand together when we do this. But thank you, Z. Shard.
Oh, you're very welcome, man.
Army
Thank
vet.
you for coming up here, expressing your views on this. It is really insightful to me. And Shar Batty is also a co-host, and I would like to have her express her opinion. Oh, and we have two new members of the co-host staff. I wanted to say before Shar Batty, Ron is now a co-host of this channel, and so is Steve.
Hey,
Now
welcome
they have to
aboard.
clap. Now they gotta go get shots.
That's right.
Oh shit!
I feel this is important for us to have these conversations, to hear each other out. Just like what we did at Motors the other day. You might have thought one way before, whether it's all Trump, what have you, that doesn't even matter. We're getting together. We're figuring it out. We've got to be there for each other. That's all we got now. Because this shit is done. It's already gone. It's already been set loose. And we need to stay and support each other, Be kind.
And I really appreciate you coming up here, Shar.
Thank you, Shar.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. And, everybody's opinion matters to me. I don't care if you're pro or against it, because I want to hear both sides. I want to hear both sides of the coin. And we will be doing this more. I will be doing this more because this is very important to me. It's affecting the homeless, and that's who I'm an advocate for. I used to go, I want to go to DC so bad, but I will get arrested, right? I will be in jail. I need bail money. Because if I see them raise their tents, I'm liable to go ballistic and just start tackling people. That's just me, though. So I like to stay home and play in my gardens. This is very important subject, though, man. And we need people to get with the fucking program. We need people to start standing up to this. But just remember, they will overpower you each and every time. Look at all the riots. Look at the LA riots. Look at Ferguson. Look at all the riots that have happened where we, the people, have tried to stand up against our tyrannical government. And we have always failed. And we will always fail. As I said, it's like Johnny B. Do-Gooder down on the corner with a Daisy BB gun shooting at a tank coming down your street. I do want to thank everybody for coming tonight. And I want to thank everybody in chat for participating in the conversation. Thank you very much. I'm Citizen Z, and I want to thank you all for coming. And I have one last thing for Ron. Ron, Psalm 137:9, the phrase, "Cast them against rocks. Blessed he who seizes your infants and dashes them against the rocks." That's a good book, man. That's a good book.
Yep. Bash thy enemies' babies' heads against the rocks.
No, no, your own baby.
Yeah.
Any baby.
Wow.
It doesn't matter whether they're that enemy or not.
So they're pro-abortion.
Then it states, extend your hand out to thine enemies and welcome them with open arms. But yet you're going to bash your kids' heads against the rocks. That's fucking insane. But anyways, I'm going to leave you guys tonight with this song on the way out. Does anybody else got anything else that they want to add before I end this?
Just thank you. Thank you for giving us a place to speak and talk.
Yeah, I really
enjoyed more of these.
I really enjoyed this. It went better than on my panel, I think. But I would like to start having these discussions, and I've always been open for them. I don't give a shit if there's 3 people in the fucking chat.
Right.
But we have a lot of people in different communities. Like Joe Cool came in here. I really wish Joe Cool would have came up because he's very intelligent. We don't see eye to eye on some things, and we see strongly against or for each other on certain things. So I really want to see other people's inputs on this. I would have liked to see MCF up here without the bullshit, and having this intellectual conversation, because we need strong voices, and that's the only way we can come together.
All right, guys, have a good night. I'm Citizen Z, and I'm going to leave you with this song.
The room is quiet like a final prayer. Sitting in the dark while you lie there. Your heart beats a whisper, your breath a sigh, and I can't stop wondering if this is goodbye. Oh, I'm facing a truth I can't understand, watching you slip like time through my hands. Every second feels like it could be the end, but I can't bear to lose my lover, my friend. Oh no, you're one breath away from leaving me behind, and I'm drowning in the questions I'll never find. Every tear that falls, I swear it burns, but it's your face, your touch, my heart still yearns. Yeah, I'm holding on to the last of our days, praying the Lord don't take you away. But the silence screams, and I'm scared to death that tonight you'll leave me with your final breath. Oh, the doctors say they've done all they can do. Now it's just me, this room, and you. I'm talking to you, but it feels so cold, and the fear inside me won't let go. I see your face, but it's far away, like you're already starting to slip away. I beg for a miracle, some kind of sign, but all I hear is the ticking of time. Oh, you're one breath away from leaving me behind, and I'm drowning in the questions I'll never find. Every tear that falls, I swear it burns, but it's your face, your touch, my heart still yearns. Yeah, I'm holding on to the last of our days, praying the Lord don't take you away. But the silence screams, and I'm scared to death that tonight you'll leave me with your final breath. Oh, to do nothing but sit and wait, with the fear in my chest and the weight of fate. I'd give my life just to see you stay, but I know you're slipping further away. Oh, all the promises, all the years we had, it's like they're hanging in the balance, good or bad. If love could heal, you'd still be here, but now all I've got are these broken tears. Yeah, you're one breath away from leaving me behind, and I'm drowning in the questions I'll never find. Every tear that falls, I swear it burns, but it's your face, your touch, my heart still yearns. Oh, I'm holding on to the last of our days, praying the Lord don't take you away. But the silence screams, and I'm scared to death that tonight you'll leave me with your final breath. Oh, light fades low and the night grows cold, I'm losing the one I'll never let go. So if tonight's the end, if this is goodbye, I'll be holding on as you close your eyes. Oh.